Open to beer. Open to warlock.
Open your mouth.
Weird naked robot girl.
Hey, I love naked robot boys as well, don't you?
Nut chat. Nut chat. Welcome to Nut chat.
What? So what is this?
It's broom broom.
It's a shiny butt.
It's a shiny toned butt.
It is. I think you're totally right, Steve.
Steve is shaved Pete.
Less for me and more for Nicky Boy.
About it. Clapping.
There's nothing wrong with drinking vinegar.
Will's taking notes right now.
Move on.
We could make out now.
Yeah. You play an egg.
Egg.
Yeah. I mean, egg.
I do love a pickled egg.
I like a.
What? Am I an orgasm?
That seems ineffective.
This man is actually the developer of The Artful Escape.
I'm a real person.
Gus has a tiny mouth.
Is it possible? I'm having a moment here.
What is happening with the balls?
Pete.
What's wrong?
Just need to hydrate. Sorry.
He's hydrating.
Hey, get it in.
Oh
my God.
Scary boy, but with a strong jaw.
Jesus, okay, there we go.
Fallon!
You got a statue.
Nick, you've gotten limp.
He's too flaccid.
Mute me, Pete.
I feel like I'm gonna get rid of Dodo.
That's the wrong choice.
Jerk off! Hey, kid! A million years hard time. Go f*** yourself.
I'm the captain now.
What nut am I in the shape of right now?
Peanut.
We dramatically cut studio overhead costs.
Nothing is weird about what you're looking at.
Hi.
Hey, Pete, can you up and move the camera?
1 sec. No.
I misunderstood the challenge. Tracy Grimshaw.
Open your mind.
And your butts.
Daryl Lee traditional rock ode.
That's crack.
Fallon Wonderland.
Bigger Wale.
Welcome to the first back pocket for Thursday, the 27th of January 2022. And technically, it's also the only
one.
back pocket for Thursday, the 27th
would hope
of January 2022. We're coming at you live from the Loki Studios, starring Stephanie Ben-Dixon.
I'm very flushed.
It's Peter Burns.
I'm very flushed.
Little Will. What's your temperature? Gus Ronald.
I'm burning up.
And Hot Boy Nick Hot Boy Richardson. How are you doing? Tonight on the show, we have extracted and escaped our holidays and are back for at least the next fortnight as we battle it out against intruders before casting a hex and hoping that nobody saves the world because we really don't we all want to be vampire survivors? I nearly got I nearly made it.
That was good. I was like, wow, he's really going to cram all of these game
That was a
titles.
5 out of
into that opening
10.
line.
Yeah.
There is that one at the end.
It's a new year.
And we're also
up.
Vampire the Masquerade or something, whatever that game.
I mean, the difficulty, like, let's be honest, those video game titles, pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm imagining when you get to that point where, you know, when games put like infinite and everything on the end of them, like Halo, and it's like infinite and then...
The fuck? Yeah. Direct shots fired straight away.
What's the one that everyone puts at the end, like Resurrection?
Revengeance.
Revengeance and all those ones.
I forgot about Revengeance. No, for me it was all those Kingdom Hearts like games that came out in between the big
Decimals.
ones, like 358 Days Over 2 and Birth by Sleep, whatever that means.
Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, that was
Was that the title? Oh, God.
That was the title. I didn't just make that up. I know it sounds like I made it up.
Yeah, no.
But it exists.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm not making up. We got a hype train going already. Thank you very much, everyone who's joining us right now.
That's
The
Now
freshly upgraded.
Oh,
Hang on.
very nice.
There you go.
Flyboy printed that out, sent
love
it in.
that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Love your work, everyone.
I see Dust Bunny, I see Vegabus, I see Meadow Fanfare, I see Lesser of Two Evils, I see North Darkwood, I see Pain Gamer, Swanster, Dolphin Pants 4.
I saw
Shins.
I saw a long-time listener, first-time speaker in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
BuriBuri said hello for the first time.
There you go.
So whoever you are, nice to have you here. All right.
If you've never said anything in chat before, now's the time, and Gus will say your name. So that's a pretty good deal.
There you go.
How's that feel? Guaranteed. Welcome back, everyone. We hope you guys are doing well. Mainly coping without us for a month, which I know would have been incredibly difficult.
You missed one.
Gus, say the names.
I didn't say it.
Say their name. Say their name.
Scooty McBooty
Yeah, it's a good name.
is the weirdest thing to get whispered in your ear. It was like, there was ASMR level.
Like good
S's. Oh!
It's like you're in a Kevin Smith film.
I've never said anything. Hello, says
Puny Fox, Puny Fox.
Puny Fox.
Puny fuck.
I've never said anything. Why not with a name like Puny Fox?
Hieronymus Bot said
but-
hello.
Isn't that the one from Futurama who feeds them grapes? Hieronymus, like it's the over the top one
That's
that
what it
drinks
is.
wine.
That's what it
Love
is.
it, love it. I shouldn't have made this bet. I can't read this stuff quick enough.
Agent Triple B gifting 10 tier 1 subs to a bunch of
lovely.
people who I don't recognize. Oz Sinbad, Watsa, Tegan Star, Nikki 120, Art Slays.
Guys, we're fluffed.
this is what we
Jack,
just seen.
This is too much.
There's a Skiveric as well as a Skiveric who's been around. You know, Skiveric's been around forever.
yeah, but
the
I think
first time chat from Skiveric.
Skivoric?
Well, this one.
How's this one pronounced? Everything just got twice as confusing. I should warn you as well, if you can't tell from me and Steph, it is unseasonably warm in the studio right
Yep.
now, and we don't know why.
I'm comfortable.
Pete's fine. I'm coming down off 3 days of having a fever. I've been a bit unwell, so I can't tell if it's still the fever or
Not COVID.
Not COVID.
Not COVID.
Much worse.
No spicy cough. But I can't tell if I'm still
not
fevering
contagious,
now
though.
or it's just the room.
No, it's horrible.
It's really gross.
Horrible.
So
I don't
anyway,
know what- I don't-
I'm
I
cozy
usually
as-
run like at least
Some
10
Pete's
degrees
always
cooler than
sweating.
everyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is
Aircon is going full ball.
usually Pete's a sweaty one and
But
we're
it's-
all fine.
That's true. You do run
Wear
hot.
those, like, you know,
I do run hot.
Light shirts and stuff. That
He does.
unbreathable fabric, whatever
does.
your mushroom shirt's made out of. They do not breathe.
You know what it is? It's because we just leave this aircon running 24 hours a day. So no one's been in here. So it just hasn't the chance to cool down for a week before we come back into the ice.
It's running hot.
So yeah, you'll forgive us if one of us passes out or something. Before we get to the rest of the show, there are a couple of pieces of quick housekeeping that we need to do as well. The first of which are some Patreon updates. It's been a while since we made any changes to the Patreon.
Has.
And we don't want to do
If
anything.
it ain't broke, don't fix it. But in this case,
Yep.
Break it
a little bit.
and then mend it.
Yeah.
and mend it better.
Yeah.
As
And
this saying
blame
famously
Ben.
goes.
and play Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poor Ben.
Ben broke it.
No, but Ben has been hard at work making some changes to the Patreon. For most of you, or in fact, for all of you, nothing will change about your tiers currently. So whatever tier you're currently on, nothing will really change with that. We have added a couple of new tiers based off a bunch of feedback we got from you guys over the break about the Patreon and what you would like to see and that sort of thing. So you can go to the Patreon and investigate this stuff yourself. And Ben, I'm telling you this live on air because I'm very unprofessional. We'll probably put something in the Discord about this as well. I feel like a nice little message.
That'd be nice.
I think
That'd be nice.
yeah, Ben, I think that would be nice to do. I think that would be a nice thing to do. But we just thought we'd run down the quick changes to some new tiers. We've got a $30 tier. A new $30 tier. Previously, we had a $15 tier and
then the $47.50
merch tier.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people
Decimals.
saying
No.
you don't want
He
decimals.
can't do it. He can't. The poor kid.
Can't add them up.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of people saying that they would like something in between those two things. So lo and behold, here you go, the $30 tier. It's called the Production Pocket. Ever thought, hey, these guys could use my ideas? Well, this is the tier for you. This one is more about being able to take a lot of feedback from you guys, having you guys be involved in voting a lot on the kinds of content that we're doing. You get some special access to pilots when we make them for new shows. And also we're going to be doing a quarterly Patreon production meeting, sort of like a community town hall thing on Twitch.
I'm so
on,
excited by that, but it's
Discord.
called a town hall meeting. I'm like, that sounds fun.
You can have a bell.
You can have a
You
bell.
can be the crier.
Yeah.
Oh, before
I'll be naked. You shave my head, and then you walk me through town
shame.
to the meeting.
Ideas.
Yeah.
Ideas.
So that one exists. So go join that. Or if you want to spend more money, if you're already on the This All Happened Too Fast tier, and that's the one where you own a segment, you're now called a tailor. So well done. That's the only change to you. But when we say tailors, that's who we're talking about.
Yep.
Anyone who has a segment.
Creators of
Tailor.
Yeah,
not the
like
Tay-Tay.
Not as in
Tay-Tay.
Swift.
Yeah.
Not as the
Tailor
fish.
as in needle and thread.
But I did try for Swift. I did try.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Is the fish spelt the same way?
More people go.
How you doing, the Chief Buns? The Chief Buns.
Oh, that's a great name.
It's a fantastic name.
Wow.
Why have you all not spoken up earlier? Tailor the
Chief
fish, spelled
Buns.
Tailor. You catch a tailor? Brim?
Never heard of a tailor
Oh, I
fish.
think it's
Taylor
Taylor
the
the
Fish.
Tailor. Yeah,
It is spelled the same way, isn't it?
I thought Taylor the Fish was a rapper.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. I was like, I'm not Taylor the Fish, Tyler the creator.
Yeah. So anyway, that exists. There's a new, and then there's two higher tiers. Now, we don't expect any of you people to actually sign up for these. But which is a great way to start the segment. There's a $500 business pocket. So this is one that's more focused around small businesses who don't necessarily have the kind of budget to be like sponsors of streamers and shows. But this is a way to be able to get your business promoted, pocketeer businesses promoted. It's not something that like Ubisoft is going to swoop in and take. It's much more for community members who might want to promote something they're doing or their business. So we have a tier for them.
And that means we'll provide like, a decent enough like calling out of what that service is and where to go and find
Decent
it.
enough. Not great,
enough.
but decent
Well,
enough.
I think as
You
I
get
said,
what you pay for.
like we've had some fun with some businesses previously because it's fun to sort of, but we still do our silly ads and it's all a bit like for fun.
So this will
but
be decent enough and not fun.
Yeah.
$500. No, it will be bespoke.
It will be as fun as you want it to be.
Exactly.
To the value of $500.
With a silly ad under it too, right? They still get a silly ad if they want.
Yeah, they could get a silly ad. That's fine. Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can have a top
You can
stitcher.
appeal to both
They get a
sides.
top stitcher ad.
Silly and
It
sensitive.
just won't necessarily be about your product.
No, Taylor ad.
And what?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you said top stitcher ad.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, top stitcher. Taylor is segment.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Taylor the
Oh my
fish.
God.
Fever's running.
Taylor the fever's running. And then the final one is we've got a really big one. It's $1,000 and it's called Wow, That's a Big Pocket. This is just a ludicrously big one that only exists to help push the entire show and network forward. So this is like you don't get anything extra in regards to this other than, what did you say? A good place to launder money.
A good place to launder money. So Kerry Packer, if you are watching, are you dead?
Carrie Packer's not dead.
Kerry Packer's not dead.
hope so.
It's the Murdochs. They're the ones that keep dying, right? No, Kerry's dead.
Carrie's dead.
Is
Kerry
it?
Packer?
Yeah.
Yes,
I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking.
Carrie, if you're watching,
Whoever's got Kerry Packer's money.
Yeah, Carrie died in 2005.
Yeah,
okay, there you go.
Carrie,
but his money lives on.
is alive. I can attest.
Carrie Ann Packer is alive.
If you live on the
saw her
Cayman
a few months
Islands
back.
and you're watching this there,
Yep.
you might be sitting on a pile of money and you're thinking, it's too hot. I need to get rid of some of this money.
So I do think so. Aponko Bishop said for $1,000 I would demand a single kiss on the lips from Nick, and I'll do it. That's fine.
yeah.
That's
Mate,
fine.
I would kiss
you-
Bishop for free.
I was about to say,
Come
yeah.
here, I will totally do it.
And you will. Come here.
Thank you very much. So those are the changes to the Patreon. Look at it. But if you don't want to change anything, don't. You're already on it.
Yeah, everything else is still there, the merch tier, all that kind of stuff as well. We just thought it was a nice way to neaten it out a little bit and also just throw a big whale net at the very end of it. Don't net for whales either. They're not a fish, they're a mammal. Someone else talk.
Oh my God. The final thing that we need to bring up in the housekeeping section is that speaking of merch, the next run of the Wear It Back Baby merch tier is being made next week.
Correct.
It's when that 3-month period is up, where everyone who's subscribed to that for 3 consecutive months gets the next piece of merch. What is that piece of merch? That's a very good question because we haven't picked it yet because we need you guys to suggest it, and then we're going to pick it. So if you head to the merch suggestions Discord channel and suggest a design idea for a shirt, Gus.
Yes, we'll take designs for an article of clothing. Stephanie is modeling a previous one that we didn't do as a wearback one, but it's that level of quality that we're doing. That's from the Redbubble store, which is where we're doing all of the new actual merch for that tier. Because while we love ourselves a bit of Patreon, we don't like the merch.
No. The horrible merch.
No one cares about Nut Chat, Peter.
Everyone loves Nut Chat.
Everyone loves Nut Chat. You're the only
literally
person.
everyone.
Nut Chat sucks.
It was a great segment. Did you not have fun?
You guessed peanuts
Had a
so
little
quick.
bit of
Yeah,
fun.
you
guessed
really
peanuts
enjoyed
I had a little bit of
You
fun.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, but I did it with an edge of resentment.
Okay. But yeah, we are moving all the merch onto Redbubble, but it will be exclusive to the tier you're on, so we won't put it out publicly as a design. What we're going to do is when we have that finished design, we've got all the details of the people who are on that tier, and if you're not on that tier, you can sign up and we'll get you details, and then we'll order all the articles of clothing and have them shipped out to you guys. So essentially, it should work the same way, just a bit of admin on our end, but essentially means that we'll be able to do much higher prints, high quality prints on a few different ranges of clothing, like there's hoodies, there's sweatshirts, there's singlets, there's all that kind of stuff. And I know that
He's going to do it. He's going to say it.
Oh my God.
We'll dabble in some other items as we go
No one wants
forward.
your fucking
No one wants
clock.
a golf ball.
No one
If
wants
If
your
you'd like,
clock.
no, they don't do golf balls anymore. But if you want a clock, I reckon we could push for a clock one quarter. But anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what. That is exactly the kind of thing that we would put a question out to the $30 production pocket group of
Damn
people
right.
and get some actual
in the town hall. Here.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. You get the thing and we'll
Gavel,
okay,
bells,
good. Yeah.
shaving.
Rules.
Yeah.
You love rules.
I do.
Okay. That's all the housekeeping done. Should this video game show talk about video games?
No, I have stuff to say about my life.
Okay, cool. Okay,
live
I've done
talk.
enough talking.
Live talk. Oh, sorry. Before we just with the merch thing, jump on that thing. It's just designs. We've, as I said, like I just
Clocks.com.
reiterate that. But like it can be an idea of something that's been relevant to the show, or something that's like a long ongoing joke. Just like throw in some fun ideas there, and then we're going to pick that and do it live on the stream next week. I don't know if you said that. Did you say that?
No, I don't think I said that we would reveal it next week, but
Or am I doing?
We'll do that.
We're not doing it live. Stephanie, what's going on in your life?
So I went to Adelaide.
how exciting.
And it was really nice because I hadn't seen Barjo in 2 years and we got to go see Barjo. We went just for like a week to just kind of relax, celebrate Peter's birthday a little bit early.
Did you pick Adelaide because of Barjo, or was there...
It was the only state/territory that I'd not been to. So it was always on the list, and COVID. So we couldn't go very far.
Didn't you come to that...
No, never been.
Convention?
Never been.
Avcon.
Avcon.
No, yes.
been to SA.
Part of the reason, yes. But also, we'd never been. We wanted to go somewhere that we hadn't really explored much. I'd been to Adelaide before, but I'd literally just seen the inside of a convention centre.
Totally.
So we, hung out on a vineyard and relaxed. Then we caught up with Barjo. We saw Bishop.
Hey,
See Bishop?
did you kiss him on the lips?
No, but missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
I wore his face on my body.
Close enough.
That's true. He wore a T-shirt with his face.
Oh, when you met him.
yeah,
Great.
To the winery?
It was funny. We caught up with Barjo, which was really nice because I hadn't seen him in 2 years. We hung out with him and Jans and got to know where he lives and stuff. We went to the beach and...
What is the house like versus a studio? Is it like...
Yeah, what is the-
was
what
there
is-
a
what
livable
is the
space that you
percentage
guys
of
have to
house?
go and sit and have...
because
Jans
of
is the
Jans,
hero.
it's beautifully
Ah,
decorated
okay.
and it's awesome.
Yeah, good.
Like her personality is in everything wonderful in that house.
Were you
And
there
then-
when she got
And then Barjo's
the soy sauce fish lamp? Damn
No.
it. Wow.
No, but there's all kinds of fun things like that all through the house that she has put in there.
Lovely.
And they converted their garage into a studio that Stephen occupies with all of his cables and
Craziness.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So we did a stream together.
I saw.
And I had this like dumb idea to be in a box and he could do a thing. It's like, what's in the box? And I was in the box.
You were in the box.
It was hilarious. And I was so excited to do this stream. We drove around to a Bunnings to get this like specific box that I could fit in so that I could jump out.
We did. That was a day in
It's like a
Adelaide.
moving box.
Was it
Everyone has
a-
too many of them in their houses.
No,
But
two.
I needed to
Too
fit
small.
inside
She needed to
it.
It was one of
for a
those
bit,
boxes that is
comfortably.
is a wardrobe.
Like a moving
Oh,
wardrobe.
that you can put a small
you
fridge
can
in or
hang
something.
stuff in.
You know what you
It's more
should have
for
got?
hanging clothes in.
You should have got a boxy.
Should have
Should've
got a
got a
boxy
box or
box.
Boxy.
And it was really nice and it was wonderful. However, so I don't know if you watched that stream,
However.
it was awesome. I was so excited.
There's a darker
We
side to
did
this box.
the box reveal and I jumped out and then we were like, oh, we'll get Peter and Jens on and we can do like a fun couples quiz.
Couples
You know?
stream.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we had them on as well after we'd kind of just,
You in
talk
front
shit
of
for a
the
while.
camera.
And about like halfway through the stream, we started doing this couple quiz and I just started to feel like not great. Like I just,
Oh, I don't know where that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I felt like a bit nauseous and
Yeah.
I was like, it'll pass. It's fine. And it,
May I ask?
Mhm.
Like, vomity or poopy?
vomity.
Okay.
So it was definitely, I think it was food poisoning
Oh, God.
because it was just vomiting.
And
Quite
it hits so
violent.
fast
It
as well.
hit so fast. And I started to like realize that this was going to become a problem. So I was like sweating. I was starting to feel really hot and I was just like, what am I going to do? And so
Like now?
Yeah, like we all are. Now.
this is just heat. This was just like, this was like my body is dying sweat.
God.
And so we're halfway through this couples quiz and everyone, we got to the end of the quiz and the last thing was like, when did you know you'd fallen in love with your partner? And we were kind of going around, everyone was telling their story and I was like, all right, I'm just going to duck to the bathroom. And everyone was like, Barjo hasn't told his story about when he
last
fell
one.
in love with Jens. And I was like,
I already know it.
I don't care.
I go, oh, okay. And I sat there and then he has these like fart alerts that are going off the whole time, and I'm sitting there like
getting
it's like
farted on.
it's like in my throat. You know what I mean? Like it was bad.
no.
And he's like telling the story, and I'm like, and then I'm like trying to like perform to all of these like hilarious farts that are going off. Well, he's going and he's ignoring them. He's just being like, and then I think then you went home and I was thinking about you, and then I sent you that text. Remember? And I'm like, oh my god, get to the point. And then finally the story ends, and I was like, I'm going to the bathroom. He's like, okay, and I left, and I was gone for like 10 minutes, like hurling into the toilet.
No.
And so then I was just like,
And hurling in someone else's house is so awful
oh my god.
as well.
And then the worst part was like I didn't have like a toothbrush or anything. I had like vomit mouth. So I like washed my mouth out, and then I found gum in my bag. So then I just like came back 10 minutes later chewing gum, and Bacha was like, are you okay? And I was like, and he was like, okay.
Because you're on the bathroom cam when Baja. I'd be terrified of that house just having cameras. Let's catch you running to the door or something.
You're in that video as a new hype train.
Oh my god! And so then, like, when you have food poisoning or you're sick, it's like you don't just throw up once. It's you feel kind of instantly quite a bit better when you vomit, but then it's like over the next 30 minutes, it just kind of comes back. So like we sort of continued the stream, and then we were sort of chatting, and then I sent Barjo a message and just slid my phone across, being like, "And now, please!" ! And he was like, I guess, well, I think that's all we've got time for. That's all we're going to do tonight. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And I was like, bye. And then I was like, I've got food poisoning, sorry. And then I went to the bathroom.
I love the idea. It's like, as the thanks for watching screen, you just hear the audio of you going, I've got food.
So then Peter was like holding back my hair while I threw up. And then we got in the car and drove home, and I was just like awake all night, just like, and when you throw up so much that you're just like throwing up bile and your body just doesn't stop. And I was like, please stop.
This is the worst thing, but like I had food poisoning end of last year, and I got to that point where there's nothing left, and all you can do to try and make some silver lining is it just like it's the ab workout I never got around to doing. It's like, you feel that clench.
So if you go back and you watch that VOD, you can see the specific moment where when I said I'm going to go to the bathroom the first time, and then I was like, stay and listen to Bajo's sweet story. You can see my face go, oh god.
If we can find that point, I do want to make a shirt.
Put it on a shirt.
That goes on a clock.
It's vomit time.
Good. Okay. So
Wow.
So that's the truth of that stream.
Adelaide makes you vomit.
Well, it was, I think, one of the wineries we went to. I ate some trout. That was the only thing that I could think of that you didn't
You
eat.
should have stuck with the Taylor.
Stay with the Taylor.
Thank you very
There
much.
it is.
All right. That's all the time we have for the show.
Could I add
cool.
that I feel like if you weren't well, I love watching Bajo's streams, but if you were like sick, nauseous, or feverish, watching his stream would not be
Oh, there is so much. There's like actual rivers of shit that come across the stream. Like, I'm not even kidding. With like poops in them.
Yep. It's classy stuff.
Twitch.tv/Barjo.
He's a Twitch ambassador.
Gus, did you have a great holiday?
I did. Family, friends, lots of noise, lots of kids. Changed a couple of diapers, so there was some shit there. I don't know why I was bringing it back to that, but it was good. It was a noisy, crazy family holiday, so I'm exhausted and I feel like I need another one. Didn't play any games. I just spent the whole time traveling and catching up with family. So
That's nice. That's good.
Great.
That's good. It's what it's for.
Yep.
You look awesome.
Thank you.
You look very brown.
I've lost weight and gained a lot of sunlight.
The ab workout has really been working.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Should we move on?
Why not?
We should move on, but we should also, because the person is listening,
Do we want to go around
tell them that we've changed what's happening
Oh, we didn't do that.
because we didn't tell them.
Oh, yeah. So for the person who's going to be on soon, you're going to be on after
The
video.
trailer
after
thing.
the thing that is going to precede you being on the show. There you
That's
go.
this thing now.
Did that do it?
Now?
Did that do it? Yeah, because when we were on break, the show stops for no Magic Man delivering presents. The show goes on forever. And we made sure that Back Pocket continued over the holiday break with a little something called Nicro's Pocket Pals.
Hello! Welcome to Back Pocket. 6 words I never thought I'd say, and after tonight, maybe never will again. What is this?
Is it Sonic and Knuckles?
Sonic Unleashed. No. Peyton.
Sonic 5.
Is Liam trying to blow himself?
I'm succeeding.
Did the big Red Mane come to visit? Red Mane? Red Man. Did Eddie Red Mane come to visit you? What's Puppety covering up there?
Tom Holland's career.
What do you think's under Puppety though?
Is it a pair of breasts?
It is.
Will tentacles still be in your diet?
Oh, for sure, yeah. They're going in places.
Important question.
All right. What is that blue man, Reaper? There's something happening.
Make him dab.
Pre-recorded. I can't make him do anything.
All right, Bryce, it's me and you, baby.
Yeah.
I'll be your bottom.
Again, let's do this.
I'm in.
Let's go D. Hey Nick, let's touch our tips.
Touch tips.
Nice.
Bryce, I'm
I have the high ground.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, what? T! Bryce, you are playing that individual.
Are you a human? Yes, I am.
Are you Hex?
Yes.
Chat, I'm very proud of you for the lack of cum. 3 secret off-menu items you can order at McDonald's. Moist, cum, burger, fill it a cum, the big cum, McCum nuggets. I asked a data analyst friend of mine whether there was some way of determining the best back pocket pocketeer. And in this envelope, I have the winner.
Wow.
And the winner of the back pocket pocketeer's best back pocket pocketeer is... Oh my god, it's me! It's me, Nicrotex, and I won it fair and square too! Oh, I could not have possibly ever prepared for this. This is the best day of my life. Hope you're all having a great night.
Rigged. Totally rigged.
Totally rigged. But in the back pocket way.
Wow.
Yeah.
All I can say is
serious back
wow,
pocket
Nick,
energy.
wow.
Fantastic work. I enjoyed the blue person appearing
That was exciting.
just randomly behind Fourth Reaper.
Yeah, that was exciting and a little bit sexy.
Assuming that if that stock footage doesn't exist, they own that outfit and had to like.
Reaper definitely recorded themselves doing
I saw a couple
all
of the other-
sorts in the
I
background.
saw the different backgrounds, and one of them was
Okay.
like,
I was like, you have a fun housemate.
Reaper lives tremendously alone.
Right.
And now, completely unrelated to that, we do have an interview. This interview is brought to you by Nicrotex, aka Nick Belling on Twitter, as is custom for every segment that Nicrotex sponsors. I read out a tweet of Nick's. This one came from the 12th of January 2022. Fuck yeah, I've always wanted to bone down with dry Bowser. So there you go. That's the kind of quality content.
What was that in reference to?
Dry Bowser's just the skeleton version of Bowser.
No, there was something that came out.
There's something a couple of days ago. I didn't see what it was.
I want to
just looked
bone
at-
down?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
We could go direct
Oh,
to the source.
They miss.
Dry Bowser.
They miss.
Are you there?
I am. Hello.
Oh shit!
Let's finish. She's in the middle of a thought.
Don't tell me, Nick. Don't tell me. It was a misprint of something that looked like bone blowjob.
I don't know if you can see this.
Mario Kart 9 in active development will feature a new twist, anal.
Anal. That's right. Yeah. I knew it was something. Very good.
Oh, it's what the fans
Very
asked
good.
for.
That was in reference to.
It is the community hotboy himself, Nicrotex, aka Nick Belling, on Twitter. Nick, thank you very much for the wonderful job you did filling in for us over the course of the break. Did you have fun?
I had so much fun. It was such an incredible experience, and it was amazing. I loved it.
Did you get a break at all?
I got a brief break. I got
Okay.
a little bit of a break. Yeah.
Well, technically he did, because he stopped doing everything else in his life to do this for 4 weeks. So he
What a
got a break
hero.
from everything else except for this.
And tell everyone how hard it is, Nick, and how hard you have to work to put a show like this together.
Yeah, the kind of quality content where we talk
Please.
about dry anal.
Yeah. Please never complain about back pocket, because it's really, really fucking hard. It's really difficult. It was incredible. It was amazing.
You did an awesome job though, dude. And so many other community members and streamers to see all their faces all together was like such a delight.
It was awesome.
And then you pulling together like all these games and activities and things like that were incredibly creative. I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna poach most of them.
Yeah.
That's fine. I believe whatever I'm doing while working for you is owned by you, so that's
true.
how that works.
That was in the contract that you definitely signed.
Yeah.
I particularly liked the what's behind the pockety on the box art game.
Yeah, that was
I think
good.
that is a lovely little trivia game. So and also you did the thing that we've been trying to figure out how to do really effectively for a while, which was being able to get community members really involved. Did you have fun putting that stuff together? Was it hard finding people who wanted to be on the show?
it was not at all hard finding people. And I do feel bad about the fact that I wasn't able to bring everyone who applied on. But I do want to point out that I was so incredibly proud of everyone who came on with me. We had 12 incredible people, a lot of nerves and a lot of, some people had never even been on stream before. So that was such an amazing experience to like help those people get their confidence up and be on stream and just see that it's good fun and it's never awful. We're always, there's lots of cum jokes and whatever, but we're always just chilling out and having fun. So, yeah.
It's never awful.
That should be the new
We'll
motto
do a
of the
decent
show.
job. Get that out of my handbook. The one I missed, but I saw a little bit of in that trailer there, was the game you played where, did you do like procedural generated images or something? It's like something where you typed in the game?
That was that thing going on
AI
last year.
Yeah, I just did the AI.
cool.
I think it was called Wombo or something. And then I just put games.
Right.
Yeah, put game names into those and had people guess from the games. It was surprisingly easy, way easier than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome.
And we obviously Christmas comes but once a year, Nick, and you need to be put on ice for another 12 months. But if there was some way that we could figure something out in some capacity for you to do something else at some point in your life, is that potentially something that you or someone like you could be interested in?
No. Yes,
and that was Nick.
Okay,
thank you very
so
much.
Fantastic.
He's too busy drying down on Bowser.
Refusing the vaguest contract ever been.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely love to do that, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Well, until that heartbeat, you can now just go back to being a viewer of the show and with zero responsibility. So enjoy the rest of the night. And we're all very jealous of the neon sign that you've got in the background.
Furious I haven't sorted that out yet. I'm still in front of a Warzone. Who's playing Warzone anymore? No.
Warzone 2's coming.
Yeah,
we got the Warzone 1 LED up.
And you can't make the neon thing until you do the table.
That's
God.
true.
Okay, I think we hire him straight away. If nothing else, just for like set consultants.
Edit everything.
Can you make a table, Nick?
Yeah. What's your wood making
I
skills
have
like?
made a table, so
Oh my gosh, he's
Really?
like the better version of you guys.
All right. I wouldn't argue that.
All right, that was the Back Pocket
again,
Community
dude.
Hot Boy himself, Nicrotex. Thank you very much, Nick. We'll talk to you soon.
See you, dude.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
God bless him.
Bloody champion.
He is a hot boy.
He's a hot boy.
Yep.
And so it's the charisma.
Oh, he's
Gets me every time.
I mean, as someone who is wildly charismatic, it's very difficult. And it's a burden sometimes that I have to carry. But it's nice knowing that someone else out there also, swims in the same pools that I do.
Wow.
Right.
That
Yeah?
was a lot.
Yeah, good. No, I was incredibly proud of Nick because I think he did such a great job and surpassed every expectation we had of him as for like what that would be. Our thing was like, you could just do a show and play some games with people. And he basically just went, you know what?
No.
5 people make your show, 1 person can make it.
And all the tech, building all the, like doing all the editing and all
the prep he
graphics
did.
and
The assets.
segment breaks
He even
and
like
stuff.
found his own software to bring in everyone's camera feeds and stuff. Like it was cool.
I was driving down to Melbourne when he did the first one, and I was stopped at the Glenrowan McDonald's in the middle of the country, and with 2 bars of 4G, watched the first episode sitting in the car. I was like, I'll watch the first few minutes of someone sitting there being like, I am doing my own version. I watched 45 minutes of it, and I was late to getting to Melbourne because I just sat there in the car watching it in the cradle, doing maybe 2 runs of Macca's at the one. That's the saddest thing you can do. Go through the drive-through twice and then go back to the car park there.
Yeah. Well,
but it was so good. I couldn't stop watching.
The other thing is,
good.
because obviously like it's a pretty big commute for me to get here, sometimes it'll be like, I'll get McDonald's on the way and McDonald's on the way back.
Oof.
But on the way back, it's like
The same person?
no, different McDonald's, but they pass the bag over and there's still the old bag of McDonald's sitting on the passenger seat. I'm like, don't look at me. Don't look me in the eye. Finally, I did see that in that first episode, my favorite segment that he did was the tweets.
Yeah. Reading all, if you didn't catch it, he went through, because obviously Nick reads out a Nicrotex tweet before a Nicrotex sponsored segment. He decided to to read the start of all 4. It was 4 episodes. He went back and found our very first tweets.
I remember what mine was.
What do you think yours was?
This is so inane.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, wow.
I remember tweeting
Wow.
this. Yeah.
What was mine?
Yours was something a little more colorful, I believe. Mine was like, I'm in the Twitterverse or something.
Yeah.
And I was looking
Classic
for-
Gus.
Actually, my very first one is a retweet to Peter because I joined it and it was you something about Buffy and then I didn't retweet.
Buffy.
I replied talking about who is the sister in Buffy? The younger sister?
Dawn?
And I'm just like, I say, what about her? Fwar. And that's my first.
Oh no. People say
I don't think I understood that it was public, and I was just trying to message feed on it.
Oh, people saying mine was
boomer
redacted.
play.
That's true. Yes,
Yours is redacted?
Yeah, I have a service that just deletes all my tweets that are a year old because.
Oh, you don't want to get cancelled.
I mean, I'm definitely going to get cancelled at some point, but it's more the idea of like
it serves no purpose.
like it's 2000. I remember tweeting in 2007. So
sure.
Do I need my opinions from 2007 out there in the world? Definitely not.
Yeah.
So I just have this
There's
rolling
no time
thing
that you
older.
yourself would ever say like, I need to check back on a tweet.
I totally have.
God no.
Because I've linked something or I had a picture or I talked about something and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I tweeted this. So I just Google my Twitter handle and the thing that I'm looking for and it brings up that tweet and I'm like, that's what it was.
There you go.
Surely that's not within you'd never need that beyond a year, would you?
For sure.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, she's looking up a lot of things about the used.
I did.
Buffy's sister.
Yeah. Buffy's Fwar.
It was written PHAROO or whatever. Oh god.
I went back one time to try and find the tweet that was sent to me by Casper Van Dien, the actor
from
of
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
That's
Because I did like a
Tell this story.
So I did this snarky tweet. I was watching Starship Troopers 1. Brilliant film.
Fantastic.
One of the greatest
watched them
movies
all
of all
together.
time. No, we didn't.
Dolphin
we watched them
Pants-
separately, but at the same time.
Dolphin Pants
okay.
pointing out my spelling was incorrect there.
Yeah.
I spelled Faru.
Faru.
Sorry.
Starship Troopers 2, trash.
Yep.
Starship Troopers 3, also trash. But I tweeted, because Casper Van Dien is in the second one, he's in the third one. Yep. I was like, Starship Troopers Marauders is a true return to form for Casper Van Dien. I didn't at him.
Yep.
I just tweeted it.
Oh, wow.
He searched his name.
Yeah, he's got a Google
and
alert.
responded to it and said, "Thanks so much, man." And I was like, I was taking the piss. The return to form for you is still bad. Your form's bad.
But technically, it's like, even if you only went a little bit up, still up.
Yeah.
Still up, yep.
But that probably made his day. He was like, somebody is appreciating my work, and that gave him a little pep in his step.
He's a cool.
The rest of the day,
cool dude.
a little pep, Casper Van Dien.
He's not an actor. He's just like a sexy piece of meat.
Was he also not in the second one? Was he not in the second one because it was that thing of like, no, I'm going to go to bigger and better things? And then
I don't think he did anything.
And then they do the third, and he's like, yeah, I'll be back. And they're like, stop, the original actor.
He deleted his Twitter account.
See, I think that's why I found it so difficult to find it. I was like, I'll be able to search it, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So I looked for a bit and never found it.
There you go.
Yeah.
It existed. I promise you that. I promise you that.
All right. Are we all caught up on everything?
I think so.
Let's talk about video games.
Yay!
And what you'll be playing, brought to you by BuriBuri. What? It finally happened.
It happened.
Yep.
He died.
Cat died. A motorbike crashed in a pumpkin patch.
Yep.
As predicted.
Alf got him.
Oh, God.
He was eaten by birds.
Eaten by birds.
By birds.
His own birds.
Yep.
I'm sure that's ironic in some way.
Can confirm I'm dead. There we go.
There you go. Loki Cat is moving on to bigger and better things in his life, and requires he needs to be a little more liquid.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
like Nick's pool of charisma.
I've been watching a lot of Breaking Bad at the moment. We're watching Breaking Bad. Holds up, but I'm guessing he's becoming a drug dealer. BuriBuri has stepped up.
Welcome.
BuriBuri, long-time viewer of the show.
First time chatter in chat
today. Has never said a word to any of us before in her entire life, which I'm a little offended, but good way to start is with a check. So thank you very much for becoming on board and becoming a sponsor. Not only a sponsor, a tailor of the show. Thank you very much. BuriBuri is a tech lawyer who represents Australian indie game studios, protecting their IP and helping negotiate for fair contracts with publishers. So while we're talking about what we've been sitting on our ass playing this week, she's out there being sort of like
fighting for the little guy.
Yeah, lawyer Batman.
Yep.
Lawyer Batman.
Amazing.
That's cool.
So thank you very much, BuriBuri. And I think if there is a Nightbot command for you, and if there isn't, there will be one next week.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the video games that we've been playing. Gus, I want you to start us off because you have probably the most high-profile new release.
That's true. As I mentioned, didn't play a lot over the holidays, didn't play anything. But the last week or so, I dipped my toe into Rainbow Six Siege Extraction, which is a new release that is basically a spin-off from the Rainbow Six Siege series. That attempts to add an alien element. This game's been in production hell for a while, I think. It got pushed back quite a few times and has sort of changed its direction. We saw a teaser trailer right at the beginning that made it look like a cool kind of like very dark, very moody spin on Rainbow Six. Basically, it's an alien invasion. There are these things called Archeans who have this black goo-like species that have taken over the world, and it's up to a series of the Rainbow Six Siege operators to get in there and help them and help clear them because they are part of REACT now, which is a terrible acronym for something. I can't remember.
Is it like a subset of?
Yeah, it's this weird kind of
Rainbow?
like they are now they've transitioned from Rainbow to REACT in this game, and they go in and essentially the game plays out a bit like a dungeon crawler, I want to say, because
cool.
The thing that's interesting is that as you progress through the game, you move through different. Now, I got to get this right. There's 4 locations. Each location has 3 maps, and each map has 3 subsections that you move through at any one time. So when you play a level, you play a subsection and do an objective, and then move into the next subsection and the third one, and then you extract. Or you extract at any one of those 3 points. So you can just do one objective and leave because you've run out of health or ammo or something like that. And then you move on to the next subsection, and then you might choose to extract there. It's a bit confusing, but essentially the way it plays out is like you have runs at it. You go to...
Is this still a four-man multiplayer?
It's 3-player co-op. So they've taken it down from the squads of 4 down to 3. And well, it was 5 essentially.
5, right? Yeah, 5v5.
Sorry, my mistake. It was 5. It was 4 back in old classic Rainbow days. It's 5 now in PvP with Siege, and now this is 3, which I think they decided was an optimal number for the types of operations and.
But this
co-op.
is just PvE, yeah?
Yes, the whole thing is PvE. It's all against these.
This looks
Archeans.
awesome. I'm so going to play this.
Okay, well here we go. Because
Are you going to trash it
I'm not
now?
going to trash it
It's on
because
Game Pass, by the way.
Excellent.
I love Rainbow Six as a series. I love its origin. I love the roots of it. I love how serious it used to be, how military, how close to the sort of military and SWAT genre it was. I thought that was fantastic. So obviously this is a big departure for them to then play around with this sort of alien, almost Left 4 Dead kind of like mode. And the thing that's good about it is the shooting in Rainbow Six is fantastic. And so that's come across really well. The movement, the gear use, all that sort of stuff still works really well. The enemies that you're actually taking on, I would say, are very uninspiring, both in their design and the way they actually behave. And just the idea of this game, I can't get past it as I play it. I just don't understand why this game exists. Honestly, they're a better horde kind of like, fight against waves of enemies that are like either zombies or alien games. And I don't understand why they had to do this with the Rainbow Six engine, because it is literally that. It is. If you played Siege, you know everything to do in this game.
So what makes it siegey? Is it using similar systems that you would use in the PvP stuff?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You recon with a little drone that goes out that you throw out and that rolls around. Remember those that we used to do, like the scouting with the cameras? You've got all the operators have an ability with a cooldown on it, which is the ones that they usually have in Siege. So there's like Pulse has a heartbeat monitor that he can use to find aliens through the walls, that sort of stuff. So in that sense, it plays 1-for-1 like Siege, and again, like the shooting and the gear mechanics and all that kind of stuff is spot on. It's just like those are made for like really tight kind of like heated shootouts between either humans or terrorists who are firing guns at you, whereas every alien here, well, there's a couple with projectiles, but the majority of them are rushing you. And so you're playing with these
You're sort of doing pray and spray style game.
Yeah, essentially.
So
where
it's not a lot of finesse involved.
Well, it tries to start with finesse, and this is my biggest gripe with the game, is that it tries to emphasize stealth. And so you've got silencers on all your guns, you want to stay low to the ground, you want to creep around and use all your recon abilities to try and work out where the objectives are, where the Archeans are, and take them out. Because you can headshot everyone, and you can get through it without alerting them, which is ideal, because they do swarm out of nests and come out of everywhere. The problem is that, like, the second that cover's blown, it just kind of gets really messy really quickly.
Is it hard?
Yeah, they've made it, I think, distinctly quite difficult. Playing even on the easiest difficulty, and there are, I think, 4, maybe 5 difficulties per, as you go into every level. You'll earn more XP. There are modifiers as the difficulty goes up. But essentially, it is made quite hard from the beginning. And I respect that, because I think it makes it, there are moments playing solo.
You can't just pay and spray then.
Yeah.
Play and spray.
You can pay and spray. Oh, it's the Ubisoft game.
Spray and pray.
Yeah. I will say that
Pay and spray is something quite different.
Pay and spray was it's the name of the garages in GTA that fix your car when you're trying to get away from the cops.
That is actually true.
I was thinking of something nasty.
Pay and spray is how this place got so gooey in the first place.
Yes. Okay, great.
I found the fun in this by essentially playing solo, which is like what I enjoy doing in Siege. I like doing terrorist hunt solo or with a couple of friends. But playing this solo on a hard difficulty, creeping around the map, using all the gadgets, literally crouching the whole way, leaning around corners, seeing Archeans standing there and going, oh God, I can't go that way. Like, playing it like that is actually really fun.
Yeah, right.
But it doesn't seem like that's what the game wants to be, because the objectives that you need to do in each map, and there are a lot of these objectives that rotate through as well, hence why I said it's kind of like doing runs in a dungeon or something. They are all about alerting waves, fighting off them as they all get alerted because you're doing an objective. Suddenly all the Archeans are rushing you, that kind of thing. And that's when it doesn't play well, I would say. To add to that, playing it in co-op means that the AI's awareness is all a bit scattered. Like, you'll all be doing the right thing, and then someone will just lean around the wrong corner, and that will set the AI off, so everyone starts getting rushed from different corners. And it just feels, I hate saying unfair, but it feels not like...
Unfocused?
Unfocused, yeah, thank you. Because everyone's trying to do the right thing, and the game is catching you out through what feels like a little wonky AI from time to time. And you're trying to be a SWAT team. You're trying to be really precise in what you're doing, but it all tends to just fall apart very quickly. And I guess that's meant to be the difficult thing. You're all meant to get into a panic and try and extract, but it's not satisfying to play. So, as I said, the enjoyment I've found is playing solo and just doing a couple of objectives, getting that rank up, earning some gear, and then...
When you're solo, do you play solo or with bots?
Solo. So you can play by
and
yourself.
The difficulty scales, obviously?
No, it doesn't. No. So, yeah.
Shit.
And you can play 1, 2, or 3 people, squad members as well. But I would say maybe 2 people's fun because the communication's really clear. But 3, you get bored. You all walk off in different directions. You all start alerting enemies. And the worst thing about the game, I would say, is the enemy type is really uninspired, because there's basically humanoid aliens that run around and just want to swipe at you. There's ones that kind of shoot weird laser projectiles awkwardly. It's fine, but it's not having a shootout in Rainbow Six. You're not firing against a terrorist down a hallway, ducking for cover, watching bullets go through the wall. You're getting weird plasma bolts down the hallway. It just feels very inaccurate. And then the other enemy type are exploders, and I hate exploders. They're in every game as things that just want to run up next to you and explode.
They're the poison level of shooters.
There's 2 types in this game, and they're literally a palette swap. There's a red one that just runs up to you and explodes like a grenade, and there's a green one that runs up to you and explodes with a fart cloud. And they both swarm you, and when they go off, the game design or the UI just turns into a clusterfuck. A green one blows up in front of you, so you'll get a red vignette saying you're damaged. You'll get a black vignette saying your health's low, and you'll get a green vignette in front, or like on your screen saying you're poisoned, while text is popping up telling you about your teammates. And I just have a UI breakdown. I go, I'll do it.
Especially because I ignore everything when it's like on-screen prompts. I just ignore them. I have like a blindness to them.
Yeah. I would say it's the game's trying its best to sort of make you feel overwhelmed and want to be in a panic or something like that. But it's not why I play a Rainbow Six game in particular. I want to be in control. I want to be precise. I want to be executing, maneuvers that feel like we're a team that know what we're doing. And I think they lean on this turning into an action shooter, which I just don't think fits Rainbow Six genre. But they made this promise to develop this game, and they kind of dug their own grave. I think they went so hard into it. They went, we're just going to keep going, and that's where it's wound up.
For me, the whole thing was like that they were always marketing it as a separate thing, and anytime they showed it, it was like, well, that's just Rainbow Six. And you're asking people to buy it again. It is on Game Pass.
Yep.
It was day one Game Pass, which is like, I think it hit 3 million players already, but I imagine a lot of that is people playing for free.
Yeah, totally. They've also come up with they're doing the Buddy Pass thing where you can bring in friends free off your copy, but I think it's a limited time. I think they're only running it for a couple of weeks.
It feels like, and again, I haven't played any of it, and I've played a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege. It feels like it was a good opportunity to be the big season content for Rainbow Six Siege that is like, we can push people back into Siege
from this
as opposed to them being two separate
That's the weird thing. They do those mini events anyway.
This is
mini events sometimes have aliens.
This was based off one of their more successful seasonal events, which was a Halloween one, which was
okay.
fighting off large humanoid alien creatures. I can't remember what it was called exactly, but it was a limited time mode, and people had a really good time with it. And I think based off that success, they went, we could do the whole thing.
It reminds me of something that like the devs would have been playing around with in one of their kind of like R&D sessions of trying to, and then they were kind of like, oh, this is actually quite fun, and the devs have been playing it, and maybe this could actually work as its own thing.
It feels like in its simplest form, though, it was fun. And then what this has had to do is to flesh it out into a full game. They've had to keep, it feels like patching problems constantly with either like design or gameplay elements. They've gone, well, this doesn't actually work because it's based in Rainbow Six, so we'll add a gadget for that. And this doesn't work, so we'll add an extra UI thing.
So they've like overcomplicated it.
Everything feels so overcomplicated in a way that like, we're not seeing it here, but one of the main things they do is over your aim reticule is you have a circle that has footstep symbols or eyeball symbols that rotate around it to tell you when someone is hearing you or running at you from a different direction.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is a bit of a, like, again, it's something else that's added to it. Again, I don't think we're seeing it here directly, but when suddenly you've got, you know, the footsteps of a character running towards you and the eyeball over there, it seems like something that someone's put in a game because people were playing it and getting overwhelmed and not knowing where to look and where to, you know, where to attack from or where they're being attacked. Lots of little things like that throughout the game, which make me lose a little heart in it, that I go, this feels like they should have, cleared the whiteboard and started from scratch and built it up as something different. As I said, the things that have hooked me into it are playing by myself and going the solo runs. No, I know it sounds weird, but like keeping control and not playing it the way it's directed to be played. And also there is a little hook of every time you finish, the game's progression is all about gaining the XP, unlocking the gadgets, and getting the new areas.
Because it's persistent unlock stuff, right?
Yeah,
correct.
right.
Yeah, and that actually has its hooks in me at the moment.
Yeah.
I actually am going to go back and keep playing this because just the idea of going, cool, you didn't get as much XP on this one, but if I went with an extra modifier and turned up the difficulty and I crept through and got all 3 areas before I extracted, it'll just give me heaps of XP, and you just watch it at the end, it all ticks up, and it's undeniably stupidly gratifying to watch that.
I'm still keen to play it. I think I want to give it a go. If it's on Game Pass, it's even better. But I've been keen to try Siege in general. Like, it's been a long time since I've sort of delved into anything remotely CG. So I see a lot of people playing it and having fun. And
I think people are having fun because it is on Game Pass and it is fun to play a co-op shooter regardless and like get your head around it. I just think it probably asks a bit much of people for, as a full price game. And I think the grind starts to wear off eventually. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it might do a little better than I'm ranting on about, but yeah, we'll keep playing.
Yeah,
cool. Awesome.
Rainbow Six Extraction on Game Pass. I have been playing a couple of things. I had all these grand intentions to play so many video games over the holidays. Oh my goodness, I was going to play so much stuff. Wrap up all these games that I hadn't finished. I spent.
But you went to the beach with your family and had a good time.
So
and had some lovely, wholesome family time.
I did. No, I did all that. But the time that I put aside for gaming, I was either reading or playing Halo, and that was it. I got on the Halo ranked grind and just went ham on that. So every time I would sit down and I would hover my mouse over like Final Fantasy 14, Chicory, and then these things the mouse would just go Halo.
It felt like living with a Halo addict. It felt like
it's perfectly
healthy.
It felt like almost like a weird gambling thing where every time he would go in, he would like either move up a few spots or he would lose a bunch, and then he's just like, look, I'm down, but I can make it back. I can make it back. I'm just gonna tomorrow I'm just gonna start fresh and I'm gonna get back up there. And then it was like I would hear the the expletives coming from his office, and I was
Some
like,
cost fallacy.
he's lost. He's lost even more.
But if I'm,
he's lost more.
Like if I'm furious, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
That's my happy place.
That's true.
That's Dota for me.
It's very weird.
We know, because if Pete's smiling and laughing, it means he's angry and something is going wrong. So if he's yelling and screaming, then it means that he's having a blast.
What the fuck are you doing?
People are so dumb.
They really are.
It's not even their fault. There's still a bit of brokenness with the matchmaking in Halo.
Sure.
We're not here to talk about Halo.
No.
No, I know.
But Halo turns out pretty good game.
Can I say quickly, I was playing that with a couple of friends of mine who aren't really into it. I said, let's do a bot match. 4 of my friends, or all of us, with 8 bots that are all on the easiest difficulty. So we're all running around a map. They're just getting used to the controls. They're getting used to the map, and we're slaughtering these bots. And for some reason, Pete was able to join, and Pete joined on the bots team. And suddenly it was like, I was like, guys, there's a person here who's really good at the game. So it was Pete and 7 bots versus...
Were you playing ranked?
No, we were just playing custom.
Because Pete won't play ranked with anyone.
No.
But essentially, like, it was like having...
He played with me last Thursday. Even then, I was like, oh, God.
People have asked him, and he's like, no.
No,
It was just him.
it was just me. But he turned up...
I was playing a game and you sent me an invite by mistake, it turned out.
Yeah.
But I finished my match and I was like, I'll jump in. And I jumped in on the enemy side just when I got...
And it was just like, suddenly I was like, guys, there's like a Terminator here. Be really careful. And our friends are running around. It's like all these bots are just running off the wall. And then Pete's just running between, like getting kills galore. Terrifying.
But we had a great time playing Halo last Thursday.
We did.
It was a blast.
We did.
We should do that again. But I did play a couple of other games. Now, one of them is The Hex, which is this one. And so, do we remember Game of the Year last year, Inscription?
Nausea. All right.
Which is Daniel Mullen's game. Daniel Mullen's game, also Pony Island. This is the game he made between Pony Island and Inscription.
Oh.
And I knew about it and just never played it. So I thought, I am actually totally going to give this a shot. And I really enjoyed it. The premise is you are a character... there is a bar where there are 6 video game characters, and you turn up at this bar, and then you end up controlling each one of the characters and going on it's a Daniel Mullen's game, so an experience with these characters. But broadly, you go into each one of their games, and there is an overarching story about like what has brought all these video game characters to this bar, what is going on to this inn. And I really enjoyed it. It's not nearly as good as Inscription. I think what I love about it, though, is because Daniel Mullins has help making games, but I do think that he very much has a sort of, he's an auteur style, like the games are very much the thing that he wants to do. Right. And I love when you can play games like that, where you can see the progression of someone trying to execute something and over the course of several games getting there.
Yeah, right.
Because Pony Island I loved, but Pony Island is like just a mind fuck the entire time.
Yeah.
And there is gameplay, but the gameplay is really only there to facilitate the mind fuck. And then Inscription is, I think, a fantastic playing game that also has this wonderful meta layer. Like the first, Gus, like I know you fell off the second half, but like the first third of that game, like that first card
that's
game.
the one they've made a
standalone
like rerun mode of it, just because it holds up so much as its own game.
And so it is a really good game. And this is truly in between those two things.
Right. Where
you play as these 6 different video game characters in 6 different video games. And it's fun, but it's still kind of like janky. And I think it actually gets really good in the second half when all of what is going on comes together. In the first half, there's a little bit of like, well, now I have to play the RPG character in a sort of like RPG light. And now I need to play the top-down shooter character in a top-down shooter light. And all the time, the mechanics are being messed with and all the things you expect from like an Inscription style thing. But but a lot of the gameplay is kind of janky and you're just going with it to get through to the next thing.
It's point and click kind of
adventure.
It's all point and click. Yes, so there's not much beyond
It's a weird art style, but I love that it's weird.
And it gets weirder as it goes on.
Okay.
It's real. It's totally, if you're into these kinds of games, it's so worth checking out for sure. So that's The Hex. I've been playing that on Steam. The second thing that I've been playing came to Game Pass, and this is the new Drinkbox studio game who made Guacamole, and it's Nobody Saves the World, which is so much fun. Gus, have you played this?
No, but I've seen something about it, and I thought it looks like it's up my alley.
Yeah, totally.
Downloaded it.
And so, you have?
I just downloaded. That's all. That's as far as I got.
When you want to medal?
Noble intentions.
Well, I saw it. That's all I'm saying.
The idea behind this is that you play as Nobody, which is the character on the right. You're just like a pathetic piece of shit, nothing.
Oh,
thing.
that's why it's my kind of game. Thanks.
But then you find this wand, and this wand starts letting you transform into different things. So the first thing you can turn into is a rat. So in this level, you can't get out that door, but there's a hole in the wall, and so you turn into a rat, and then you go through the hole, and then you manage to escape. Nice. And the rat has different abilities, so you can start fighting characters as a rat, and then you start unlocking new characters, and you start to switch between all these different characters on the fly. Nobody, rat, knight, archer, magician, slug, unicorn, horse, and you play as all these different types of characters. Whatever you want, whenever you want. It's like a dungeon crawler style ARPG thing. And then, but they all have different abilities. So you want to start, like, the rat can put a poison on characters and then do a chomp, and that gets a chunk of health back. But the knight can't do that, but the knight does heaps of damage. So you can do heaps of damage with the knight, then switch to the rat, poison them, chomp them, and get your health back.
Oh, wow.
And then, and so all of this is cool, and I think that the art style's great, it plays wonderfully, it's a really cute story, but it takes a couple of hours to whir up into what is truly special about it, which is when you start unlocking the ability to now mix and match all the powers between all the characters and assign them to anything. So you can be like a slug that has a powerful horse kick. Or you can be a knight that everywhere they walk leaves a trail of slime. That like you can mix and match all these characters and build your own completely
Does that now
overpowered
sounds very much
build.
like a Nick game.
Is that not how? Pardon me. How does that not? I'm not dying. How does that not make create the switching? How does that not make the switching redundant that you were previously doing, where you had to switch between the characters? Now you're creating.
You can switch between archetypes. Right. So you can you can create things and switch between them. So you're basically building characters now, and then mix and matching and switching between those.
Right.
But I think it takes too long to get to that part because the combat is pretty simplistic at the beginning. It's not until you can unlock that stuff that it really shines. But it is heaps of fun. It's very funny. And
it's not a roguelike, right? It's like
no. It's more like Diablo. Like it is a dungeon crawler action RPG. Where you are going, there is a story and you're going through a thing.
Is there any puzzle element to the way you create those characters later on with their like mixed abilities or those archetypes? It's like, is there ways to, or is it just kind of like have fun with your favorite combat styles?
It's that,
and just, cool.
And it does the thing, because it's a single player game, there's no competitive scene or whatever. It's like there are totally broken things.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah,
but that's the fun part. Like it's fun to have overpowered characters.
That's great.
Yeah. So I am still playing that. I'm really enjoying it. It's on Game Pass.
Check it
thoroughly
out.
recommend. And then the final thing, which is actually the game I can't stop thinking about, and I've only played about 40 minutes of it. I want to be playing it right now.
Rude.
It's, I would say, the ugliest game I've played in 5 years. Vampire
Paradise
Survivors.
Killer? Oh.
Okay.
Nice Killer. How dare you? That was on our top 10 best
looking
games
ever.
Vampire Survivors. So Vampire Survivors is a lawsuit waiting to happen because it is, from what I could tell, almost just entirely a ripoff of Castlevania everything.
Wow. Okay.
But what it is a
I love this UI.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the beginning of the game. You play as a character, you pick an ability, and you only can move. So you don't control the attack. The attacks happen automatically. So it's half Geometry Wars and it's half a idle clicker game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So you start fighting these waves of enemies, and all you can do is control the direction you're walking. And then you start unlocking new abilities.
Are the attacks happening kind of with a cooldown, and the next one happens automatically if you're within reach of an enemy?
No, just constantly.
Oh, just constantly.
Yeah.
So there's no one around you. You're still attacking.
You're still whipping.
Yeah.
So and then you start unlocking new abilities. So the next one a very common one that comes up around this time is you want to unlock you can throw a knife in the direction you're facing. So the whip will always whip in front of to the character's right, but you can throw a dagger in whichever direction you're headed. So now you can attack in 2 different directions. This builds and builds as so you're picking up these gems, and these gems fill a bar at the top of the screen, and when you level up, you get a new ability. Will, would you be able to jump to 19 minutes and 41 seconds, or roughly that amount of time in the game? And so we
This
have gotten
level up.
There we go. So this is where you end up.
And like a clicker, it's just it's going so wildly out of control. But you're
thousands of enemies on screen, multiple abilities that you have that are automatically all triggering all the time, and all you can do is move. That's the only thing you can do.
Oh man!
You get health potions, you get shields. There is this. You can level up all these abilities, and it's crazy hard.
How stupidly
and
gratifying.
So satisfying.
So are you just trying to control your movement in a way that is going to? I just don't understand how this is strategic if all you can do is move.
The genius,
and there's that many things around you all the time.
Yeah. So the genius thing about it is that all the abilities interact in slightly different ways depending on how you're moving. So not everything goes in, like, not all your attacks head in the direction that you want to go. Some happen behind you, some circle around you and stuff. You want to be leveling up. You level up by the gems that are dropped by the things that kill you. But because all the things that are trying to kill you clump up, when you kill something, generally there's a bunch of things standing on those gems. So you then need to move around to kite them away so that you can get back to those gems that they were all standing on to pick them up, but they're all following you as this weird horde. It's kind of hard to explain why that's so satisfying, but it is so... Look at Pete's face. Look how happy he is right now.
That's some dust shit right there.
Is there strategy in which abilities you choose to apply at once then?
Yes, there is, because there are ones that work together better.
Yeah.
There are ones that you might find more... Like, I don't like the ones at the beginning. Like, so this person has 4 King George Bibles currently circling them. But that's because they've leveled that up 4 times. No, it's called King George in the game.
Oh, I see.
That's because they leveled that up 4 times. When you only have it once, it's this one Bible that occasionally appears.
I was going to say,
and it's really ineffective. There's another one where they throw an axe up above them, but when you only have one axe, it's like, oh, the axe build sucks in the early game, but in the late game, multiple axes heading in multiple directions, axe build is OP.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you stacking these as like
some of them,
when you get those little options to choose your
you never replace
upgrading?
Yeah, upgrading and adding new abilities.
Like and some I assume some will like get you more health, and some are doing
health potions drop and stuff, and then you can also pick up like move 10% faster, have 10% more health, blah 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 blah.
I can see it with the power ups and how you're stacking them, reminding me of. Was the 2D little one that then had a 3D version of it? Where
Risk of Rain?
Risk of Rain. Yeah. Having that Risk of Rain thing where it's like at the start you're just using 1 or 2 little passive attacks, and at the end you've just got so many stacks that you don't even see the attacks you're doing while you're getting overwhelmed.
And what's the death respawn situation?
You die and you have to start all over again, except you keep the currency, and the currency lets you unlock power level ups for your character of like health. Base damage.
Yeah,
blah,
nice.
blah, blah.
Yeah, cool.
So there's kind of like
you lose all your abilities?
Yeah, you start again from scratch. It's like a game of Dota or something.
Yeah. Brutal.
It's a roguelike style thing.
And you get no lives?
No. Or not that I've found so far anyway. I've got people on my friends list who have played this for 9 hours.
Wow.
It seems like one of those games you can't put down as well.
It's all I've thought about for the last 2 days. I love it. And $4 on Steam.
Just on PC.
$4 on
Amazing.
PC. Cannot recommend enough. Vampire Survivors. It's got overwhelmingly positive 10,000 reviews.
Great.
Jeez.
It's so much fun. Pete, you're going to love it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So those are the games that I've been playing this week.
Lovely.
Steph, what have you been up to?
Me? I played a few things. Like you, I didn't play heaps over the holidays, but in the last couple of weeks I've been playing some stuff. Starting with, the other night I streamed Escape Simulator, which is a virtual escape room. So if you are a fan of escape rooms, but maybe find them a bit too COVID-y at the moment, this is the game for you.
I do find them too COVID-y at the moment.
I really want out.
It's got a very comprehensive tutorial, which is good because there's lots of little different ways to interact with things and use your inventory to kind of store information. It's very clear on, you know how like when you go into an escape room, escape rooms, there's always like a person who's like, hey, just so you know, there's some things in there that are props and they have a dot on them, so please don't pull apart this.
Which must have come from when they first opened their escape room.
The power outlet.
Smashed a lamp and they're like, well, we have to glue that down.
Yeah, the power outlets, there's nothing hidden in there. Please don't electrocute yourself, like all that stuff.
Can I bring up, sorry, just quickly, my one escape
I forgot he was
story.
here.
It's I'm here, it's fine.
What's it called?
That exact situation, I walked into an escape room and we went through about 3 rooms and there was like a tile on the ground, which it was slightly above, and so I was like, oh, it's this. And I picked up the tile and was like digging through like soft concrete, and the voice from above was like, don't touch the tile.
That's the best. When you get over the loud, you're so immersed in the moment, and then somebody's like, "Please, there's nothing to do with the curtains. Just leave the curtains."
Just had a grouting issue. Okay, that's why the tiles are like that.
Oi, mate.
Just move away from there, please. Thanks.
Good work.
So it's got some clear indications of when, because there's a lot of other just debris in the room to kind of just crowd the space out. There's also a little trash can so that you can just put stuff in there if you're like, this isn't relevant and I want to get it out of the way. So that's kind of useful.
Infinite storage trash can?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, so the tutorial is like a little child's room because you are a child learning how to play the game, I guess.
You're a virtual child.
And then you go into like Egyptian tombs, and then there's like space themed ones, and they're all very like
kitschy in terms of like the way they're like, here's a theme.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and just like any escape room you do in real life, very similar puzzles. But you'll and a good mix of like problem solving and like searching for hidden stuff and figuring out different ways to do things. It was cool. I really enjoyed it.
I saw you streaming it. I couldn't tell, like, because you were a little frustrated and you were laughing. I was like, I can't tell if this is good or not. Is it, because I love these kinds of like puzzle things. Is it a good puzzle video game, or is it more like a good replica of what an escape room tries to do, which is
arguably trying to be like a video game.
Yeah, which is like a fun escape room,
I would,
less puzzly, more like
I would say
this frustrating thing.
It's the latter.
Okay,
it's definitely it's a good digital replication of an escape room.
Yeah,
it doesn't do anything particularly like, it does cool things in that like there's one set in space and you have to do some like mending of wires and stuff that you wouldn't do in a real escape room or whatever. But the way you approach the puzzles is still, they've kept that very true to the escape room formula.
Yeah, nice.
It looks like it'd be fun in VR.
I was about to say the same thing.
If VR weren't the worst thing ever created, it would be fun in VR.
Yeah. I think it would make you very sick if you played it in VR.
Yeah.
But the other thing was I was playing with Rhys, who I love, and he.
Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, who I love. I love Rhys, but he had played the first 2 levels, and it was very hard for him not to give us the puzzle clues.
Learn some self-control.
If anyone knows Rhys, they will know this. And he was like, what's over here? Maybe it could be something. Oh, what's that? Oh, maybe it could be this thing. I'll be like, shut up, Rhys. But it's like, I have to say, you're just as bad. Every time I'm doing my Wordle, he appears in my doorway. He's like, are you doing Wordle? And I'm like, yes, but don't tell me anything.
My issue is
and
someone
he's like,
going,
I know, but what I have to, and I'm like, no, I just want to do it. And he's like, have you used your L? And I'm like, fuck Peter, come on.
Have you tried whack?
He can't help himself.
The worst is someone saying, like, I finished.
She hadn't used it. What the hell?
I finished mine before someone and
Let me get there. I'm slower than you, okay?
I finished
but I
mine
still
before
want the
other people,
challenge.
and they go, they've asked for a clue. They've said, could it be this? I'm like, I'm not answering. If I say the wrong thing, you'll be pissed. If I give you a clue and you finish it, you'll be like, ugh, do it.
You're terrible. Just very quickly, because we should talk about Wordle, because we've all been playing Wordle. Do we all use a base start word?
Yes.
No.
Okay, good. Because I don't.
Every time
because
random.
I started doing that, and I went, oh no, this took all the fun out of this.
Yeah, it sucks the fun out.
It's just, it's now just a math formula.
Audio. Maximum vowels.
I heard it was adieu.
Yeah, I heard it was a side because you use the S as well.
S and T are the most common letters.
Yeah, but I started doing that at the beginning, and then I went, oh no, this is making it suck.
Totally. I try to be inspired by something around me.
Oh, that's nice.
I got it in one.
You got it in one?
I got it in one.
You got dildo.
I got whack.
I know, that was incredible.
I was watching a cricket video, and a commentator said, he's really whacked that, and I was like, whack. And it was it, and I was like, oh, well, now the game's over.
That's amazing.
That's the best part.
I know, now I don't get to play. I ruined it I ruined it for Steph.
So you tweeted that out.
Yeah.
And
she's like, there isn't one, you bastard.
And I read the replies to it. I saw your reply to it, which was thank you, Richie Ben.
I didn't want it. That's buried down.
But I was like, I had literally just started, and I'd done the first one.
Yep.
No letters. And I went, Oh, okay. And then I looked at Twitter and I saw your tweet and I went, all right, thank you, Peter Birds. And with all the swagger of the world, pitch. Bum, bum.
Hey, you said thanks, Richie Benner?
Yeah, because he said whack.
He's dead.
He was watching Noel game.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I was like, yeah, there's flaws in
It
this
was Mr.
story.
Packer.
All right.
Okay,
my God.
Steph, so that was Escape Simulator.
But have you also? Sorry, no, we'll talk about this after. Yeah, okay.
That was weird.
No, I know.
Who am I?
The other thing I played, I think at the end of last year, we were talking about the games that we wanted to play over the break that we hadn't finished that we loved, and mine was Back for Blood, and we finished it, and it was really fun. Nice. I played it with my Back for Buds, which is What the Shark, RhysWild, and Nicrotex. And
Will, let's get that graphic up for Back for Buds.
Back for Buds. Back for Buds.
You do budding flowers.
Yeah.
Something sweet.
Out of the graves of the zombies.
Cut against.
Don't do that, Will.
Something nice.
And we were just playing it on the starting difficulty or whatever. I would say like the final act was like a little bit underwhelming. You're kind of like the third act was really cool. I really enjoyed that, and it was cool as we'd gotten to the point where we had unlocked so many different cards. We could start to create builds that we felt like suited the playstyle.
When you say it was cool in the third act, because of the setting, the story, or just all your abilities and you guys were getting good, or like coming together?
Yeah, I would say the build we were confident with, and then also by that point, every different type of zombie that we've met in the game is all in there, and you're getting those corruption cards that are putting modifiers on each play that were really fucked, but in cool, fun, painful ways. Where they'd be like, these 4 different types of zombies are armored, and these ones are on fire and they burn you and explode, and these ones are stronger and will weaken your health when you. It's like all kinds of just painful stuff that was made it fun. And we all were just kind of confident with the guns that we liked and that kind of thing. But the fourth act was very much like a sort of tail end, like giant mega boss that we kind of had to shoot the weak spots on, and then it was kind of just like over. Yeah. So it was a little bit of a letdown.
And did the locations vary? Because I would say one criticism I had of this originally was the map design of being like, it felt very Left 4 Dead in round 1, but like being that really middle America foresty suburb towns, which I liked for like one map.
I would say it's all pretty samey, but like, I don't know. It was nice. There was some that were really beautiful, like God rays coming through the clouds and church and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, it wasn't like. There's one area where you move through more of a kind of like city area where it's like a bigger building and stuff. But I wouldn't say I was like wowed by any of the locations.
Level design in particular. No, fair enough.
But I would say it's consistent all the way through. But it was really fun, and so now I would like to try it on the second difficulty, but I just don't see myself being able to finish it on the second difficulty because
you keep your cards though, right? Like you'll keep everything that you've earned on the next difficulty. So
and I looked up
stacked in.
Well, I watched some YouTube videos of people completing it on like nightmare difficulty or something like that. And there were people that just had really specific builds where they put everything into stamina and they just had characters that could just run really fast and never got tired and stuff like that. So I think there's ways to get through it, but you would have to get really nerdy into the nuance of building a character that can survive it, because the jump to the second difficulty is so big, and I think they are going to patch it and kind of balance it a bit more, because we played through, I think we got through Act 1 on the next difficulty up, but by the time you get to the end with all of that corruption and stuff, like, I just don't see us surviving in a way that is fun.
It's so funny because the criticism we all kind of had of it when we first talked about it was the idea that like the difficulties play such a big part into it, and that's not a thing that I think we really remembered loving from the Left 4 Deads and the things that which is trying something new, don't get me wrong, but I think we had so much fun playing this in the past, playing Left 4 Dead, and there's not the same investment in the old games because they are so much fun. So these are ones where it's like you need to sit down and learn the meta and like properly put a build together.
I feel like at LAN cafes we never finished an act of the original Left 4 Dead. It was always like, if you weren't working well as a team, which you're not because you're having fun, then you fail, and that was still fun.
But you're talking about progression as opposed to like
Yeah, essentially, like the reason these games were fun, or the other older games were, was not because of the difficulty. And now that it's been lumped in, it seems to be such a sticking point for why I have no desire to go back to this, because I don't want to jump in and have to work really hard at it. I just want to jump in and have fun with friends blasting away zombies.
Well, you definitely can do that on the low difficulty, but the problem is I would say the low difficulty is too easy.
Yeah.
Like we didn't struggle even right through to the end. Like the last act was hard in the sense that we failed it once, and then we got it on the second time.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. The first difficulty is too easy. I think
the
then
whole
there needs to
problem-
be something in between the next difficulty up. Because
the whole problem
I don't
has been
think
a
we'll get through it.
communication thing. I think with the devs of them
Yeah.
from their intention of it was you go through the whole game on the lowest, you get a build that you like,
Yeah.
then you attack the next one, and everyone was like, if you've got difficulty levels in here, I'm just going to jump to the one that I prefer to play at in all shooters, as opposed to like how you want me to progress through these levels.
Yeah, but also I just don't. I feel like a game like this shouldn't rely on you having to create a really techie build to be able to get through it with a decent challenge. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like there should be a decent amount of difficulty, and the cards can be part of it, but I shouldn't need to have to create a really specific build.
Definitely
I think,
feels like
through.
the top difficulty type of gameplay should require you do that, and the middle difficulty go like you could have fun with any kind of build, but it has to be a build. Yeah. And the easiest difficulty be like, you can do whatever you want.
This whole system.
Yeah.
I guess Ripple07
mean,
07 in the chat said they possibly patched the second difficulty in a way that makes it less of a spike. Like they've patched it to be
what I think they're doing. Yeah.
So the second difficulty is actually a little easier than what it is.
That would solve a lot of the problems. I think.
Okay.
So I think we'll probably if that patch is coming, I hope it's coming soon.
I think it is. Yeah. And I think that I totally know what you mean. I guess the one thing for me is that like I liked the fact that it is doing something a bit different than most other games like this are doing. Like most other games do the thing that you're talking about, which is like the battle royale thing of like it's skill and it's what did you find in the level to pick up? Like how did you go? Whereas this was like, no, we're kind of building we're giving you something that you can put together with some planning and thinking, and there's a meta to how you're going to approach this run and stuff.
Yeah.
And I totally get why it doesn't tickle your particular gameplay likes with it, but I guess it's like, for me, I was like, oh, I liked that it did it because most other games are not doing that. So this has some level of intention going into it.
I guess it's like.
But it sucks when it happens with a game that you like.
Well, and
don't
it's not
click
like I'm
with the thing.
against that. I just don't think it should be so reliant on that at that early difficulty sort of stage.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I like choosing cards and I like choosing things that I think are going to help me and a smart choice for the way that I want to play it. But I don't want to have to get to the second difficulty of 5 difficulties or whatever and have to really
start min-maxing.
meta game, min-maxing just to be able to get through it.
You want to keep experimenting and seeing what you like. And
the way it is now, I don't see us being able to finish on I think it's Veteran or whatever the next.
Well, apparently it has been patched. That patch is out.
Yeah.
So unless you've played Veteran in the last couple of weeks, it's probably worth having a look at it again.
Oh, cool. Well then, back
You
to
got
buds.
Lucy's now.
We're back.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other game that I've been looking at is the one that I'm probably most that has piqued my curiosity and interest the most is called
Vampire Survivors.
It's called Intruder, and it is a very janky multiplayer shooter. But the aim of it is it's up to 5v5, and the idea is you have a bunch of
Oh God!
you have a bunch of guards on one side and a bunch of like intruder ninja dudes on the other side, and the guards are defending a building, and the intruders are intruding, and you have to get a briefcase and get out with the escape vehicle without getting shot. But the twist, I guess, on this is, and there's you can hide in vents and stuff. The twist on this is that they've created it to be like a very a sort of SWAT team simulator in that they want you to use proximity chat only. They've given you the hand signals to gesture to your teammates.
Almost certain SWAT teams use radios.
You have a radio as well?
Oh my God, they got me!
And you have one of those long sticks with a little camera on the end that you poke around a
Selfie
corner.
stick.
Nice.
And you turn and you're like, oh, there's someone there.
Good, yep.
And then you have a bunch of charges and different things. You
Are
have
they also on long sticks?
No.
They have
but there's one on
They have them to blow windows open. They hold them out in front of windows.
There's like also like a doom balloon where you can attach a bomb to a little balloon and send it out.
Oh my god,
That's cute.
All kinds of stuff.
That's cute. Yeah, it's a festive thing to see as a terrorist. Be like, oh,
Yeah.
That's how I blow up a birthday party.
At the moment when I've been playing it, I've just been jumping in with randoms and some people use proximity chat, some people don't, and some people are just treating it like a regular shooter and it's like not fun. So I think after playing it a bunch and kind of getting a sense of it, I just want to get a team of friends versus friends.
This is what I love in my old Rainbow Six days.
Totally.
This is fantastic.
Funny you should mention it because there's also like user-generated maps and there's a Rainbow Six map.
And
So you
there's
would know it.
also tall, black,
Gooey enemies that
Yeah.
turn up every time.
So it's really funny because you start to you're trying to make your way through this sort of building, but using very practical sort of tools and techniques and stuff. And it just really puts a spin on the shooter sort of when you're, I guess, handicapped in the way that a real person would be.
Can I ask what's the advantage?
Taking the video game out of video game shooters and it makes it
It's
really
still a pretty
fun.
floaty jump.
Yeah, well, sure.
What's the advantage that, is it asymmetrical in the way that the guards have something more of a power that the intruders don't? Or is it just essentially
the guards have different tools, I think. I can't remember what they have. I think they've got the charges and the and cameras and stuff that they can put, and then the as an intruder you have the little camera thing and you can make yourself look like a bush.
Yeah, right. That old SWAT technique.
So,
Tom Clancy novel.
What's the tone?
I think it's kind of just like wacky stealth hijinks.
Okay, so it is sort of like knowingly
double
fun
selfies
times.
Yeah,
It's not like one of Gus's.
No, it's not like a sweaty shooter thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely janky and funny, but like it's just the idea of like using actual hand signals to communicate with your team because you don't want to use a voice that will alert the others to where you are.
That's great.
Is really funny. And it's also and when you and even in the game when you can hear them having a conversation next to you, like, dude, I told you if we were gonna come in this way, then you can't like come crashing through that way. Come on. It's just like, oh, they're in the next room. Like a grenade.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then the vent stuff is really fun as well. And there's some maps that are like not
I had no idea this was PvP. So
I said 5v5.
5v5? Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Oh my God.
That's nice. So it
Doesn't listen to me.
Is it free to play? What's it called?
I
Intruder?
don't think so. It's called Intruder. I think it was like
So
$20
funny.
or something. I can't remember how much it was, but it was like
I'm interested to
Yeah,
see
20
with
bucks.
all the equipment and all the cool little mechanics that they have in it, how well people are playing it like it's meant to be played, because that's always a disappointing thing in these kind of games where you do join a lobby and everyone is just running in and being like, well, they shot you first.
Yeah, and the other thing is a lot of these dudes are in the States and my ping is like 300 and
Sure,
stuff. So
right.
it's hard. I think it's definitely, I can appreciate what's there from what I've played, but where it's going to shine is once we get a group of friends together to play.
I was going to say, like, even playing with the community and doing a 5v5 week where everyone's going to play it properly is always like so
but there's also like, because even when like, because Rhys and I jumped in just in a map by ourselves just to kind of get a feel for it. And I went to where the briefcase was and I set up some charges and then I hid in the next room with my little cameras poking out. And he was like, where are you? And I was like, I forgot to say. Waiting for him to come around the corner for my thing to go off. And it's just so fun.
Yeah,
Like,
cool.
it's silly
Yeah.
and fun that you're trying like actually to be like a ninja.
Wait, the intruder was saying, where are you? Or the guard? Who was
no,
asking?
he was the guard.
Yeah,
He
right.
knew I was in there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
And yeah, there's just some very funny moments to be had because it is just like,
How fun.
yeah. And there's some maps are like, you know, Egyptian temple. There's some like crazy ones in there as well.
And some are in a kid's room. And
yeah.
Tell you what, a year,
That is not
year and a
a
half
game.
ago, look at this. Never would have thought that Steph's
That's a
games
Steph
that
game.
she's playing are Back for Blood and this like 5v5 multiplayer SWAT
Tactical
team shooter.
SWAT game. With
I'm still trash. I'm still trash, but
but she can control a doom balloon like nobody else.
Love it.
just give me a camera and a little stick and I'm amazing.
Peter,
So funny.
what have you been playing?
I'm playing a lot of Halo, obviously. But I also just jumped back into what has now been called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
God, PUBG. This is PUBG Battleground.
PUBG Battlegrounds.
Why is it called that?
Because PlayerUnknown has left, so they don't want it to be PlayerUnknown's. PlayerUnknown being the
PlayerUnknown was the dude.
the tag
who's
of the
Like who came up with it?
developer,
Well,
yeah.
He left in a huff.
No, he has left development.
In a golden balloon.
Yeah. So now it is called PUBG Battlegrounds. It's just launched as a free-to-play game.
Mm-hmm.
I played a lot of PUBG when it first came out. It started to lose popularity particularly on the Australian servers. You could still find games on like Asian servers and North American servers and stuff, but they started to populate heaps of maps now.
Yeah.
But there's the good map is.
Well, sorry,
the
my
original
point was
map.
the extra maps really thinned the servers out from memory.
It wasn't really that. It was just the player base dwindled.
Yeah, right.
And they started to fill the servers with bots, and I kind of jump back in every now and then, and it wasn't fun to fight bots in this game. It's gone free to play, and the surge of players has meant that the servers are full again, and it's super fun to jump in and play. And I've been having a blast over the last couple of weeks playing this with mates. Didn't even realize it was the fact that it had gone free to play. I was just like, one of my mates just plays it relentlessly. Like, I looked at it and there's like 15 seasons have happened to something, and I've played one game in season 1 or something when you look at your record for each season, and he's been playing consistently the whole time. He's
Yeah,
like,
right.
Play with me. And I was like, all right, I'll jump in and play. And I was like, holy shit, it's fun again.
Is it still basically the same game?
It's exactly the same game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nothing's
exactly.
been tweaked. Like,
Oh, well, I mean, over the years, the seasons are cosmetic seasons.
It's not like
There's
the Fortnite rework season
There's
1.
I think there's 5 maps now, and they all have different time of day variations and stuff. Some maps have some different things. There is one really large map that has a Warzone style gulaggy kind of. You can, if you die early enough in the piece, you'll get a chance to come back if your squad's still alive. So there's little elements of it. That's actually quite interesting. That like when the other maps started to come out, they just weren't as good, and they still aren't. None of them have as the design of that original map. I think was a fluke, but is some kind of like. It stands alone in battle royales as being something that just it feels so good.
I think
I have memories of every piece of that map. Everything feels like quite so natural and a fun place to fight.
They nailed
in
the
and around.
spacing of everything and the distances you had to travel between cover, because I do remember the desert map, which was the second one, was still quite fun, but it had its problems.
big and
It was
open
undulating. And then the third one they released, I think, was this one, which was kind of like your Vietnamese, Southeast Asia kind of vibe that had foliage the whole way across, and I hated it. It was like every skirmish was a COD.
It was a lot smaller as well,
and it was smaller, and so
I think it's been so long since I played PUBG that in my mind I'm mixing it up with DayZ.
Dude, it was you and me on
Similar.
Screenplay, I think. Was the last
Oh,
time
wow.
that we both played PUBG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first map, sorry, to your point, is just like
I was like, does it still have all that crazy Russian signage everywhere?
Yeah,
put on that original map.
Yeah, the original map was like Eastern European inspired. It just is like it's just fun. I played a lot of Warzone and it was fun as well in its own way, but I don't think it was ever. I still think of this as being the best battle royale in terms of gunfights being the best, and it can be and when you choose to have a dumb round, it's always fun. It's fun to be silly, and it's fun to play properly. Where not all like Warzone isn't as fun to play a silly round. It just doesn't have the jankiness.
There's not.
Plays into.
Yeah, it still has the COD vibe.
Yeah.
Like it's still just. I think it's a testament that a lot of the time you'll see, because obviously like battle royales as a genre have just completely exploded. It's cool going back to this, which is not necessarily like the first, but the one that kicked it all off.
Yeah,
and going. It wasn't like there was just an idea here that everyone else has gone, oh, okay, we can iterate and really make that work. It's like, no, this worked. Everyone else just added more stuff to it. But this still, you go back to it, this still rocks. Like it's not like, oh, I can see where everything came from. It's like, nah, this is the thing. Everyone else has just added Naruto to it.
Well, I'm ready to go back to this because my darling before this was Warzone. Afterwards, and it's been killed. Hang on, my point is,
it's an honourable game.
Thank you. It's an honourable game. It's been the one that I played, and it's dead to me now. I launched into the Pacific map, and they've added so many things to it, and I landed, and I was trying to work it out. It's like I'll work this out, and as I ran around, Krampus suddenly appeared and started chasing me and chasing me through buildings while I'm running around as strafing bombs are going over the top of me. It was
Really?
So
there's
it was
some
a seasonal thing.
Krampus.
There's silly outfits like there's like
Oh wait, was it a player?
yeah.
No,
wait,
it
what?
was an
Oh,
in-game.
it's a
No, it was an
Sorry,
in-game thing.
It's an
Krampus
in-game
chased
thing
you.
in Warzone
Yeah.
that would pop up and chase one
Steps in.
player.
It's over now because
so
it's Christmas.
cool.
Christmas.
It wasn't. It was like, this isn't why. That's not why it was my darling. And so now I'm like, I'm going to reinstall this and go back to playing a battle royale the
And
way.
so what do you call
Krampus
this?
chasing you in a video game as a seasonal event? That's cool. That's awesome.
No.
But yeah, it's great fun to be playing again. It'll probably die off.
Does he catch
reasonably
you and put
quickly.
you in a little sack?
It just kills you, Steph.
Okay.
If you're
That's
gonna
what he
play,
does to
if you're
children.
gonna play,
Gift them to naughty children.
Let's play sooner rather than later because I do feel like it's obviously peaking with this free to play release, and we'll probably hopefully spend a good 6 months being like because I'm really pleasantly surprised that it still plays so well, and there's something fun in every map, and there's still the hook of waiting for the good map. But they're all fun to be
I was
in.
going to say, like, are you not choosing, I just want to play this map? Or if you do that, does it...
No, we're just searching, like, the general search.
Okay, right. That doesn't...
And you're not searching for more than 45 seconds to get into a map with 100 people. I mean, there's then, the queue fills up in it takes 5 minutes between games, but it's like, it always did.
So since Gus's darling is dead,
Can I turn the light off?
you can now play with his fuck buddy PUBG.
Yeah.
What else have you been playing besides that?
I also have been playing, and I promised I would. I started Metroid Dread.
Yes, you did.
I started Metroid Dread.
Did you finish it?
No. Will I finish it? Maybe.
Ooh. That's pretty damn good.
But
damn good.
It is tight.
Yeah.
It is tight.
Damn right.
Like the Switch has no right being that snappy.
Yeah, so true.
Totally.
Everything feels so good.
How are you playing handheld or with a...
Yeah, handheld with the
Okay, right.
ones,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, because I was playing it on the go. So which is
far
how I
have you
want to
gone,
play.
Yeah, that's how I played the whole
not
game.
Not very far.
Yeah.
I have
Couple of abilities or...
couple of abilities have eluded the second Emmy after killing the first one.
Okay. Yeah,
so I'm
cool.
probably like 45 minutes in.
Yeah, great. Yep.
But encountered a boss in one direction and really still learning to what should I be using missiles against.
Yep.
I'm just starting to missile stuff.
Yeah. That boss will teach you, I think.
Yeah,
that first boss is like missiles.
Yeah.
I think, from memory, there's only like 4 bosses, aren't there? And they're all brilliant.
Yes.
But I think it's not a thing where...
They're like, they are
feel like
Dark Souls boss fights.
Yeah, I think the thing that I encountered, it didn't have a cutscene. So it's just like a big enemy in a space in a direction that's blocking that way. So I'm not at like the boss fight.
Okay.
Because I'm surprised by how much cutscene there is in it. Anytime you like slide through into a room, it's like, this is a cool room. This one's a cool one.
But I think I mentioned it when I first brought this game up, that they do it so well. Like the way it
it's
just
really seamless,
it seamlessly goes into
Yeah.
it, and then again, there's not much, or if no dialogue, and it's kind of all haunting. It has these weird kind of angles that you just wouldn't see in video games. I found it so compelling to watch and like get to each cutscene. I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Yeah, I would watch a series about this. Like, it's very cool.
You'll probably get one.
Cutscenes. Yeah, I reckon we might. But yeah, I'm not that far into it. But you're right. It feels very good. It feels very good.
I'm happy. I saw in chat, Miss Silver said, I've noticed that Pete seems most committed to his promises.
I would say that's core to him as a person. He likes to do what he says he's going to do. I'm much flakier.
I played Chicory and Wildmyth over the break, so that, I committed to that.
Yeah.
Last year I said I was going to play Gordon Freeman.
You didn't play any of them.
Any Half-Life
You had
game.
Half-Life.
I didn't touch it, but I've got them and I will play them. I
Pete
just
also
didn't get
said
around
that he
to
would
it.
finish Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I said I would play, and I
you?
didn't.
Oh, Miss
But I'm
Silver,
playing
broken-hearted.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's true.
I get a pass for whatever I want going ahead.
Not even video game related, just
Anything.
Well, I'll be brief in this because the only other game I did pick up and gave 2 hours of my time to, and again, I'm really sorry to Nick, I tried to get into Outer Wilds again, and I
No
can't
one's
do
going to
it.
like you. Don't win from this.
Yeah, I'm the good guy.
There were some
in this
people.
one.
There were some people who are who shared my opinion, who were like, "Yeah, some people."
No one's
it just does
interested
not-
in your bot Reddit accounts that you built.
But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't get into Outer Wilds, so I think I'm just going to have to put that in the pile of we'll never touch again. So
That's okay, because we're going to have so much fun when we play Intruder together and not when you play PUBG with Peter, because we're going to play Intruder together.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to happen.
Well, guess what? Like my promises, no.
Oh, sorry, no.
I was just going to say, I will say that the only thing with it is that like there's no like player names or anything like that. So you just have to on site make sure that like the guards and
come up with one of the hand signals.
The guards and the ninjas look quite similar, except for that the guards have some coloured glasses on. But there is a friendly fire issue, I would say, particularly with me. There was a few instances where I was playing with Rhys. I'm sorry, Rhys, where he was like, "Someone's shooting at me," and I was like, "Oh,
Who could it be?"
Lots of people are really unhappy with you.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. And someone said that Arcade Blob's going to be really sad. And she screamed, "I'm always sad, but now I'm more sad."
Oh, I'm sorry. I respect that game, but I can't get into it. I'm sorry.
Will, bring us home. Bring us home. What have you
hello.
been playing? Fuck, you look good every time. Jesus Christ.
I will say I've
That's a
been spending
mother's
this entire like outside of getting all the clips and stuff working. I was spending the whole thing going back to Firefox and like fixing my hair because I haven't had my face on a camera for like you guys for like a month and a bit. And so it's like, is it right? Is it good?
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
look
apparently
like
it's
a
great.
goddamn
You
snack.
look
bloody gorgeous,
Jesus
mate.
Christ.
Thank you.
Stunning.
Thank you. Well,
Apart from checking your hair, what have you been playing?
what have I been playing? Well, last time I talked about a game. I talked about a game that had just introduced web slinging to it, which is really cool. And so I thought I'd spice it up by talking about a different game that has also introduced web slinging to the game. So let's talk about Fortnite and watch Boba Fett. Web slinger.
Spider-Man.
What am I looking at?
oh my god."
Speaking of games that just have, there's no crampness in this, unfortunately. But
No, but there is everything else.
yeah, there is everything. Yeah, this is the Naruto game. I've been playing Fortnite. Obviously, Spider-Man in the Battle Pass got me back into it, and every time I come back to this game, because that's basically every season now, because they're basically owned by Disney, I remember that Fortnite's a really fun game, and that like the grind of, well, not the grind, but the actual game itself is so much more than PUBG now. Like there's so much to do on the map.
Spider-Man with a Captain America shield?
Are you negging my game?
I'm sorry, but I just really like Spider-Man.
He was answering both your questions at once.
Yeah.
The answer is always, I just really like Spider-Man.
I just really like Spider-Man. Look, Spider-Man can hide in a tree now. Like,
Sorry,
it's
how?
just a-
Talk me through this
Yes.
update with this mechanic and how anyone is meant to get anything done. I kill each other. If you can move this fast and this fluidly around a map.
It's wonderful. Like I saw when this dropped that it was like a janky. Well, people were comparing it to the Avengers games, Spidey swinging, and I'm like, it's Fortnite. It won't be that much. This is. I want these mechanics drawn into the PS4 or the PlayStation game because it's so much fun. It's point based, so basically
So it has
any
to swing
object.
off something.
Yeah, but you within
any
an
character
object
can
you
web
can.
sling. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a pickup
Yeah.
you get in the world.
So just then you saw
okay. Yeah.
Harley Quinn opening Peter Parker's sack to get his.
Oh,
web
sorry,
slingers.
what?
Mate, post show.
Yeah, that's right. And that's kind of dubbed. I realized through that sentence, and they kind of dotted around the map as just different little backpacks, and they're usually near webs as well, so you can kind of pick them out, and they'll have the web slingers in there, so they're part of your inventory.
Oh, okay,
Everyone
yeah,
remembers Spider-Man mowing
Is
down
it a
them.
limited consumable?
Yeah, so I think it's 60 shots
Jesus.
of web, and so it's a decent amount. And if you
How prolific are they around the map?
fairly, especially in this location, which is the Daily Bugle, they've implemented
Okay.
that into the map. So
Yeah.
there's plenty around here, but there's like there's a
Sorry.
good few in each kind of region. Please,
There's so much going on. There's so much going on.
there's the back.
I
There's
want
the
Peter's sack.
Dude, it's so much fun. So I played a bit of Fortnite over the break as well. And I haven't played it in a while. I think I've gone from...
there's web.
I liked it when it came out, and then it started getting every IP, and it became, it became Fortnite, and I was kind of like a bit whatever. But I think I've come back around to it of just so impressed that it's all a massive cash grab, I suppose, all these characters, but they back it up with such inventive and fun mechanics.
Totally.
They're constantly updating this world, implementing this quest system. Like, there's all this stuff in this game that is actually really great game
Yeah.
design,
They never rest on their laurels. With
Yeah,
it and
and I
just
think
be like,
that-
we're making so much money because everyone's playing Fortnite. They're like, how do we keep this fun and and have enough depth that you people want to keep
I
joining
think
it?
say what you want about the fact that like The Rock is a character in the game and so is Spider-Man and Naruto and Rick and Morty and that black and white character with a fishbowl for a backpack. But all of it is backed up by the fact that it's a fucking awesome game to play. Yeah, it's wild.
This seems to feel like it adds more of a playgroundy element to it, more so than
I was going to say,
already.
this really feels like a toy box. Like, obviously, apart from getting shot at by people, but it's like things like this. So this is during the winter event. Santa's riding around on a truck. He judges whether you're naughty or nice, and then gives you a present full of, like, great loot. And that's just a thing that can happen in the game.
Amazing.
Is there anything that determines whether you're naughty or nice?
What the fuck?
I think if you've shot Santa with a gun, he'll probably be unhappy.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
But apart from that, he's...
So I would like to know that that's just not random.
Why Santa stopped coming around our place.
I'm so annoyed that I didn't... I nailed this. This isn't the clip, but I hid in a snowman, waited for like 5 minutes, and then just 3 people started having a fight, and I just jumped down in my snowman and just took people down.
Cleaned them
great.
up.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
Conveniently
And
not
again-
in the clip.
Yeah.
See, I saw that.
could happen.
We
I saw
believe you.
I saw in chat that Nicrotex is playing this. I think Avexia is. 4th Reaper's playing. I think I might need to put together a night where I go
do
back
it.
into this to just learn a lot of the stuff of like, because I jumped in and I was like, oh my God, there's so much stuff here that I don't, is totally new. I need a bit of a shepherd through some of this stuff
also
before
that-
I go back to my solo playing way.
I've done it too when I jumped in, and I was like, you'd see something new, and there's no time to learn what it is because someone could be about to shoot you. So you're like, oh, fishing rod and a motorboat. I guess I can get into it, and someone's like, they'll shoot you because they see you stupidly running around it, trying to work out if you can drive this thing. I guess my point is still...
But the games are so quick, it's kind of like you have time to learn, I think, and just die a bunch. And it's not like other battle royales where you're like waiting ages in a queue to get back in. I feel like it's still...
I know, but the draw for a battle
quick
royale for me is still that there is stress over a kill. Like that is like you do really want to treasure that life and stay alive for that round because it's not a quick little multiplayer arena fighter. It's like, you could be the winner out of these 80 people.
I will say, on that respect, in terms of the way I've been playing the game, I haven't played it for a while, but with the amount of goals and stuff that are in the game, it's quite funny. The map is big enough for you to aim for those, which is what I do to get through the Battle Pass, to play as Spider-Man. And you get to a point in the game where you've completed as many objectives as you can that round, and you look at the counter and there's like 15 people left, and that's when you go, all right, Battle Pass, time to get some loot and actually play the game. And so you actually get to enjoy both halves of what they're trying to do, and it's really that's also a great loop as well of just having fun and then enjoying the battle royale part in it when you've
Look at your Marvel thirst.
I was gonna say,
are you gonna keep playing once this season's over?
It depends on what comes next, I guess. I think I've earned enough credits through the past to pay for the next one, which is also a nice. There's earnable credits to kind of continue that cycle.
That's cool.
It's
So
the
it
biking
depends.
gang from Boba Fett.
Yeah. The Pikes can invade.
They're going to be in.
Fortnite.
Oh, God.
The only other thing I want to note is that this is all your footage. The one thing that turned me off playing this a bit and that I haven't seen you do much of is the building, which
I
I
can't
assume,
do
I can't do it either at the speed that people play
Oh, yeah, it's
online.
wild
Like the
when
way
you-
those
when you
last
watch
few
it.
lives are just watching people go clink, 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 and I was like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
But as you said, with the objectives and with the way the game is designing itself now, you can still have fun and still compete.
Totally.
decent
And
level.
there's
Boba Fett fishing.
There was a Fortnite leaker at the beginning of the month who leaked a thing. He's a really credible leaker that said that they're building a no build mode where they're just going to remove it entirely.
Well, there's enough in the game now around that to make that just feel unnecessary. But yeah, okay, cool.
That's
Awesome.
great fun.
Nice, cool.
You don't have to feel bad for playing Fortnite.
There you go.
I'll say.
Okay, that was a huge what we've been playing segment. The games discussed: Rainbow Six Extraction, The Hex, Nobody Saves the World, Vampire Survivors, Escape Simulator, Back 4 Blood, Intruder, PUBG, Battlegrounds, Metroid Dread, and Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 1. Woo! Woo! All right, we're going to be back after this very short break with more video games.
AyTimothy. B.Timothy. C.Timothy. D.Timothy. E.Timothy. F.Timothy.
G. Timothy. Q. Timothy. I. Timothy. J. Timothy. K. Timothy. Element Timothy.
Oh, Timothy.
P. Timothy. Q. Timothy. R. Timothy. S. Timothy. T. Timothy. U. Timothy. V. Timothy. We. Timothy. X. Timothy. Y. Timothy. Z. Timothy. A. Timothy.
Ponk. When you know it's time to mix business with bizness. Ponk. When you play 7 instruments, each one like the love child of Yo-Yo Ma and Santana. Ponk. When you're 1K from having a really problematic logo. Ponk. A fragrance for men, because you deserve to smell like a tin whistle.
Hey, Timothy! Welcome back, and thank you very much to Timothy, of course, for being a valued member of the Patreon, and we did get around to making your commercial.
We've got a few more commercials in the works. That
we've banked up a few productions for those, so that's exciting. That one, I'm a big fan of that one. I think that turned out great.
If Timothy ever decides to be a streamer, all your emotes are done. You've got basically a whole set of icons for you there if you need them. Reach out to me if you like them, and you can just chuck them. I don't know why you'd need half of them.
You got a 2-for-1 with the P.
There's 2 of your P.
That's
so
true.
There you go. You're very welcome.
And the inspiration for that, of course, being that Timothy is a creator of avatars and builder of worlds.
Many worlds.
And he's got a ton of little Timothy avatars there. So well done. Well done, us. A triumph. And speaking of triumphs, we love a competition here on the show.
We sure do.
And we've got a yearly one running, as is now it's a tradition, because this is the second year in a row that we will be doing it, because it is time for the Back Pocket 2022 Pocket Draft.
And down it goes.
What? No way! Wow. Nick just came.
I made sure I didn't show these guys that before.
Oh my god! Gus literally goes like, and fade off with the music, and I was about to go, oh yeah, our most basic bitch intro ever, and then bam!
Oh my god!
He outdid himself.
That was so
There's a version
awesome.
without the glitch at the front for as we go ahead, but the little trick that he put into it.
Can you play it one more time? Because I was sort of like internally screaming.
Yeah, the little trick here. Oh, it's a flat card.
It even fades down. That's so good.
Holy shit! Oh
The
man!
fireworks.
That's like legit ESPN level intro.
That was awesome. That was so sick.
Holy
I think we could all agree with Dolphin Pants, who says, I can only come so much.
Oh, Will, I love you.
Yeah.
Oh
Fantastic
my God.
work. Oh, God, it shits all over that AyTimothy commercial.
You'd say something like that.
Oh, I'm kidding.
I did that with a fever.
Okay, so
Amazing.
the 2022 Pocket League.
Mhm.
This is the Pocket Draft.
Yep.
we have expanded it a little bit from lessons learned. Because obviously, like, I play a lot of fantasy sports. Last year, I wanted to get you guys a toe in the water to see what you thought. We all had a lot of fun. We've added a new little wrinkle, but it's not too overly complicated. The difference this year is that we are, drafting 7 games. We're drafting still 5 core games, but then we'll have 2 reserves, like substitutes. Mm-hmm. If a game does not get released,
is injured,
is delayed if it doesn't come out by the end of the year, it will sub in automatically. Or if they say mid-year, we're delaying it to 2023, then the next game up will be automatically substituted. You don't get to pick the next game on your substitutions. We got 2, so the top one will be substitute first.
Game 6.
Second one will become substitute.
And you can't obviously have the same substitution as someone else?
No.
Right.
I have a question.
Yes.
If a reserve game comes out before somewhere else on your list, do we still pop it up and it gets its score? Like you can see it?
We could put it on the graphic so you know.
You can put it on the graphic. Yeah.
You've got a 90 sitting in reserve.
That would drive me.
Yeah, wow.
No, it's not.
You'd be like trying to find a way to sabotage.
No. I just meant that'll happen to me. I'll get crap games and my 2 reserves will be like 90s. So I'll be like, oh.
That is a format called Best Ball, where it is like out of all your team or all your players, the best scores. That is not how we play.
No, but you can still see it.
You can definitely still see it. That's the whole point of fantasy, is to know you left 150 points on the bench. Someone in chat, and who was it? It's gone by too fast, but someone said, I think Gus should just draft his 2021 picks again. Warpstone. Great.
Well, I almost can, because I get to go first, right?
You nearly can, yes, because we are doing a reverse snake draft here. And so what happens is we go in reverse order of the standings from the last year. Steph, obviously, you were the runaway victor with 4 games released on your board. Mm-hmm. I came second, beating Pete by a mere 2 points, who came third, and Gus came fourth. That means Gus starts. It goes Gus, Pete, me, Steph, me, Pete, Gus, and then we repeat
back and forth.
Back and forth.
We've all picked 28 games, I think was the number.
Well, we've got a list.
Yeah, but enough that we can cover it
if all of the things on your list get picked by yourself and other people.
Not pick 28.
I told you.
All right.
To.
Well, Steph is
you?
good. Yeah, and I am. We all told you multiple times at various points in the last 2 months. But that's okay.
How many have
Wait,
you
it's
got?
PvP?
I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 12.
Okay. I'll give you my list if you run out.
You can look at mine as well, because I've made a big list, so it's okay.
All
right. So, Gus, you get to pick first.
I do.
What is your first draft, your 2022 draft? You are on the board.
Some
Sons of the Forest.
Turning back to the forest. This is really out here. No, it is not Sons of the Forest. No, I'm going to go with a sure thing that is definitely coming out and that I think will definitely have a great score.
This is not coming out, whatever it is.
Oh, God, why did you just delay Elden Ring?
What?
I said, why did you just delay Elden Ring?
I probably did. Yeah, I'll put Elden Ring as my first pick. It's coming out in March, is it? And
Sorry,
February.
Cancel before release.
End of Feb.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry for cancelling Elden Ring, everyone. But yeah, that will be my number 1 pick.
I have 11 games on my list.
That is at least like an 85. Heading up there.
Yeah. I reckon it'd be a 9.
That is a solid
I would
pick.
like to put the game I want the most up there. Like what I did last year with Zelda. That was a dumb idea. So
what was the joke about Sons of the Forest?
It was a game I picked in my list that no one had heard of, which is a sequel to The Forest, a game I liked that's an indie game about like an island. And everyone was like, what the fuck is that game? And it looks cool, and it got delayed.
And also, The Forest has a 78% on Metacritic, so you picked a
can only go up from there.
Didn't even get massively great reviews. But Elden Ring seems like a pretty good lock.
I think so. I just need something on the board this year.
It was potentially my first round pick as well.
Of course.
Peter.
This was my first pick, so I'm glad I get it. And it was on my list last year and didn't come out. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
It is? Really?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That'll make Will happy.
10 games on her list.
Steph is pathetic.
Okay, good. Same thinking as last point. They just don't make bad Lego games?
Yeah, like Lego games are always good, and this one has all of the Star Wars in it, so I think it's going to be received pretty well. The trailer came out for it like 2 weeks ago now, and it's a great trailer. It showed off all the content, and then it showed off the sense of humor as well.
They have a base level score they always get at least.
They're 8s. Yeah. They're 8s. I mean, I think the worst one's probably 7.5, but I feel like this is going to be a strong entry from them.
Yep.
They announced the mumble mode at the end of the trailer as well, which is where you remember the original Star
Oh,
Lego
yeah,
games
they just-
didn't have
Yep.
dialogue.
Yeah,
they just had moo 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 moo. So they did
They're
like
putting that back?
Yeah, and they put the Empire Strikes Back scene like Vader and Luke and
Yeah. That was great.
So
that was
beautiful.
great.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Cool. That means I'm on the clock, and I thought this one would have gone, and I'm still tossing up. No, I'm going to go with my gut. My pick is God of War Ragnarok.
Good pick. Good pick. When's
a
it
game-
slated for, roughly?
They say
Not.
2022.
Yeah.
No, I just mean, yeah,
It'd be
quarter-wise?
it'd be
They haven't-
they haven't- yeah.
late.
Yeah.
They haven't
It'll be a
given
holiday.
anything else beyond
Could
that.
get
But
delayed.
because we have the reserve
Could.
system, and it is a strong year, I reckon, games wise, then I'm willing to take a punt on that one because I think if it hits, it's basically guaranteed.
I'm sorry.
to-
Does Will know how to do like umlauts in Photoshop?
Well done, Will.
Showed up enough with the logo, mate. Just
God of War Ragnarok is my first pick, and if it gets delayed, that's okay.
we never said this is presented by Jepp, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's presented by Jepp. It's a Jepp.
Jepp.
thing.
It's a
Jepp
Jepp.
thing.
If you didn't know, it's a Jepp segment.
This is a Jepp thing.
It's a Jepp
This is a
thing.
classic Jepp thing as well.
It is,
He
yeah.
loves this stuff.
We got overwhelmed by that logo. Steph, you.
Sorry, the final thing I'll say is that I think that it will also ship this year because I think Sony need games to ship this year. They have to have first-party titles ship this year, so I think they will make it happen come hell or whatever the
Or
Viking
5 out of
version of
10.
hell is. Steph, your first pick.
I'm very stressed about this whole thing.
Because you've only got 2 games left?
Well, and also I just feel like with the reserve system, it's kind of changed
Remember, you're
how
picking
everyone's
2.
playing. I know I'm picking 2, but which 2 do I pick from this list of games?
Last 2 on your list.
It should work like one to the bottom.
One to the bottom.
I don't
Go
know.
with your gut. Go with
your gut.
what you're
Go with
excited
the
for.
gut.
The one should be
Pick
easy.
Horizon
got time for
and
this.
get it over and done with.
Out of
Okay, I guess if I'm gonna, I'll pick Redfall.
Holy shit!
man.
Ola.
That's the one that I'm most excited about.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's how you win this, but okay.
No,
That's how I tried it last year.
Him,
It doesn't have a release date.
it's
At
coming
all.
out this year. It's coming out this year.
Yeah, pretty confident it is.
Really?
Yeah, end of year.
Anything that doesn't have a confirmed date, I'm stressed. Or if it says December 8th, I'm like, that's getting
What I'm interested about with this is that it's a I want it to be great,
me too.
but
Could be awful.
it could be. We don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
We know it comes from quality devs, but the fact that it's also a co-op thing could be. You could run yourself into a Back for Blood situation.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I'm manifesting it to be good based on
Great
this.
pick. Great pick,
thing.
though.
Wasn't Back for Blood like an 83 or something like that, though? Like, that's not bad.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. All right, your second pick.
Oh yeah, it goes that way.
Yep.
You're heaps far away, man.
I'm so far away.
What's your next one?
Oh, is she gonna pick it? I don't think she is.
Splatoon 3.
Holy
the
shit!
fuck? Damn you!
Sorry.
Oh my god! Great pick. Great
I was like,
pick.
well done,
I'll
well
take
done,
that off my list. I didn't even bother putting it on my list.
Oh, it was there for me. It was 14.
Nice.
Good pick.
Thank you.
It was 9
From Nickelback.
Okay. So.
Steph is chaos pick. You wait till you see what else is on my list. I'm trying to be unexpected and strategic.
What are you doing, Steph?
There's nothing on her phone. There's the phone going, oh god, her list is empty.
At the end, I just turn around. It was a blank page all along.
All right.
I'm an actor. I read what is written down on the script.
My second pick.
Hmm?
Oh,
what's he going to do?
I'm changing it up.
Yeah, everyone's already started messing this.
Horizon Forbidden West.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, you take that.
Oh, interesting. I reckon that's going to get a average review.
A solid
Do you think
7.5.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be 7.
But you picked it. You picked it.
Really?
They said,
It's locked in.
We don't get to shit on it
no
after
takesies,
they pick
backsies.
it. And no take.
I think it won't
Zaxby's
innovate
after
enough
shittings.
on the previous game.
The things I've read, people are going, it's taken everything the original game had, which was all a cool idea but pretty basic, and expanded.
Yeah, you're reading all the press write-ups that everyone's getting because they got taken somewhere to play.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah. It was a really lovely lounge I played it in for 3 hours. Great game.
Fine leather.
Peter.
Fine leather.
I am going to go with Sparks of Hope.
Fuck!
Mario plus
God damn it.
Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope.
Done. That's definitely going to do well.
Yeah. That's going to be a great.
That was literally my next one. So well played, so well played. Okay. Back to me. I will go. Okay, I have ones here that I think will do better, but they're riskier, so I'm going to go with another safe bet. I'm going to go Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh,
Yep.
Gus!
Yeah.
Why do you do me
'Cause I'm
like that?
Playing smart this year. And
God,
I'd love
it's
to
gonna
put
be
up
good.
It's going to do well, and it's soonish, I think. It's in the first quarter, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Most 6.5, 7s come out. in the
Oh,
first
it's
quarter,
gonna
yeah.
be so. It's gonna be so good because that base. I love that base game so much.
everyone
but like,
did. Everyone
But
did.
it is that kind of thing where it's like, oh yeah, you could really build on this.
Yeah. I feel like everyone has such an attachment to that first game too. People are really, really excited to play it. Not for the reason they're like, I want to do more. They're like, I want to save those kids. Yep, that was me.
And you get to pick again.
Oh, crikey. Okay. Then, I should throw a fun. All right, then I get to throw a fun one in just for it. Unannounced title for Legend. What the fuck? Legend of Zelda sequel.
Oh, Breath of the Wild 2.
All right.
Well, they don't have a title for it.
Yeah, it is Breath of the Wild 2.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah, because it's going to be a
they were
shit
gonna
game.
they're definitely going to get.
No, they haven't given it an official subtitle yet. But I love the fact I'm gonna throw it a fun one, a sequel to one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah. Risky bet.
Okay.
Well, that could get pushed another year.
Yeah, it could. It could.
I don't know why. I just feel.
I reckon. I actually think it will be pushed again.
Yeah, I've got a gut feeling, but I still want it on the board, so I'll take that.
I think it'll be fun.
Sorry,
Okay,
I kept
good.
that one cancelled as well, everyone.
Good.
Yep. All right. No whispering.
Okay.
No whispering. Stop. No mouthing.
I don't think that's coming out this year.
Oh, interesting.
Stop it.
I'm going to go with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Wow.
I think
this is our first risky pick.
Yeah. I think it's people want Rocksteady. The Gotham Knights game isn't Rocksteady.
I feel like
but it is what people love. So
The Gotham Knights game looks like it could be like
Fun junk foodie.
fun, but not exciting.
Yes.
Whereas
Yep.
Kill the Justice League looks like it could be dumb but cool, funny and exciting.
I think I look at it and it doesn't do much for me, but
Yeah.
I know the pedigree of the developer is they don't make bad games.
Yeah.
And they're playing in a space that people are frothing for a good story told.
Yeah.
People love those characters now.
People love the characters. James Gunn didn't do a terrible job with the second Suicide Squad movie. I thought it was like I watched it on a plane and thought like that's
Perfect-
a plane movie.
Perfect plane
That's
movie.
That was a plane movie. It was okay. So I think people are still waiting for the good story told with those characters.
But also
And
it looks like they've got a great cast doing the voices for those characters. Just
Yeah.
from the cutscenes, like they look fun and they look
It
like
looks promising.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway,
funny.
that was it.
Funny fun.
Nicky boy.
I like that pick. I like it. Okay. God, so
You're at the ones now where you're kind of looking at 4, going, like,
Yeah.
what did you whisper for 4 that Steph said is not coming out this year?
I said Hellblade.
He said, remember Hellblade.
Yeah. You don't reckon that's coming out this year? They showed that pretty extensive trailer recently.
Yeah, they showed
Yeah,
gameplay.
they showed a big
don't know.
gameplay vertical slice, but we've been burned by that kind of thing before.
But hasn't that already
After
been
last year, I trust nothing.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I am going risky.
Oh, I love the biscuit.
It comes out in
December 27th.
No, I think it comes out in December.
Yeah.
December 8th?
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just remember looking at one date and it was December 8th and I was like, I'm not picking that.
But I think it's hitting it. I'm going with Starfield.
That was it.
Interesting.
That was it. Yeah.
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 Yeah, okay.
I think that from the stuff that I've read, it's not getting delayed. Now, of course, it could get delayed,
That'll
but
get
the
delayed.
intention is like it's coming out. But
Chat thinking that's risky.
November
November 11th.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
I like
Oh,
it. I'm glad you picked it. I want it to be brilliant. But
That's getting delayed.
I think
That is
it's gonna
so
be a
getting
7.
delayed. And especially
And be one of the greatest games we play this year, and it will get a deserved 7.
Like,
I think with all of the, discussion around crunch and developers and the spotlight on studios and in the stuff that's happening internally, I think it'll get delayed.
So my counter to that is that I've seen some industry insiders say this game is basically done. That they are just polishing it now. That it has been done.
Well, in theory,
for a while.
the way delays
and
are
they
going,
are
that needs
making sure it is great when it comes out, and they're not now rushing.
All we've seen is that.
But they don't need to. They don't need to start up the hype machine until a couple of months before.
Man.
They don't do anything until 6 months before anyway. So I think come like my birthday, come like April or May, we're going to start seeing stuff, and it is bang on.
And that is how games in the development cycle should be going, where they're like, we should finish 6 months early so we can polish. Not we try to get there out the door and then delay by 3
By the way, can you just like look at like all of our lists is really strong, but my list is God of War, Horizon, and Starfield. The fact that like those games were there, that's
that is. I don't. Yeah, but it's also like, those games can also be so risky. God of War could get.
They're going to get risky.
Nah, God of War is going to get the first.
If it's anything like the first game, bloody dodgy.
So it's me?
You get
and do I do 2?
Yep,
Gus.
My next pick is a game called Martha is Dead.
What the fuck? I've not heard of that.
What?
Amazing.
Let me tell you about Martha is Dead.
Holy shit.
I just learned about when I Googled games coming out in 2022.
Martha is Dead is a dark first-person psychological thriller set in 1944 Italy that blurs the lines between reality and superstition and the tragedy of war. As conflict intensifies between German and Allied forces, the desecrated body of a woman is found drowned, and it continues.
5 out of 10.
Nice.
It looks cool, and the art style looks really interesting, and it looks weird, and as soon as I watched it, I was like, I've not seen anything like that, and I want to play it.
It's also out in 12 days' time.
Oh my God, just racing to get on the board. Fair enough. All right. And following that,
that's exciting.
What's the next one? If you scroll down the website, what's the next one on the list?
No.
Dying Light 2.
Ooh. Well, when's that out?
In
next week,
Wednesday.
So you could in theory pick it, couldn't you?
Yeah. You could in theory pick that. We haven't had this conversation, but you can't pick Pokemon because Open Critic scores came out yesterday.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
My next one is...
What's going on here?
Kenny Hongens has said Steph has gone full Gus mode.
Well, now we have this reserve thing. It's like, is it risky if you can just...
God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Starfield, Elden Ring, Plague Tale Requiem, Breath of the Wild, Lego, Mario, Kill the Suicide Squad, Where It Falls, Splatoon 2, Martha is dead. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, I went last.
Yeah, no. But Steph, I don't know that you fully grasp the fact that the reserves don't replace a bad scoring game.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay. It's not... Mother is Dead is happening.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's an
what do the reserves
What
have
if
to do
it's
with
an
Mother
indie
is
game
Dead?
and it gets a 10? It could be the smallest game.
Totally. No, totally.
But 2 people
the reserves,
can play this
bringing up the reserves is not going to help if that fails.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
I would pick safer choices if the reserve system wasn't there.
But it's about safety of them coming out, not being good. Pick the games that are going to be good.
Well,
yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know. We
What
don't know.
if these
I hope
are
it's
all
good.
amazing?
I hope it's great.
Why would those all review bad?
They won't. No. I'm not saying any of those will.
Why are you dissing my play
You
style?
said I picked that because of my reserves, but your reserves will not come into play with
No,
that.
I didn't say because of my reserves. I'm just saying the fact that we have reserves means that you're all choosing all of this shit that you wouldn't choose normally because they might not come out. Like, you wouldn't choose, like, Breath of the Wild 2 this time, knowing that you didn't have reserves, but you have. So you've got all these, like, AAA games in your list.
But you can.
You can do the same.
But I don't want to.
Can I say, I'm personally a big fan of the sentence, Martha is Dead is happening.
Martha is Dead is happening.
We're going to have to live without her.
And I forgot this happened, exactly this thing happened last year, and I think I said it then as well. The real joy of fantasy sports is the argument.
But also, like, how amazing if, like, all these games get 10s and you're all fucking eating your shit words.
And I will say, I didn't.
No, I'm on your side. I haven't said anything.
Yeah, I will say, I did not take Martha is Dead off my list when you said it. It wasn't on here.
I would say that, like, going with an indie, also you run the, like, it's less reviews, which also sometimes push the, like, you know, it might get a couple of nice reviews and doesn't get reviewed by everyone. So, yeah.
Chicory, Inscription, massively, like, Game of the Year games from last year that are indie games that sound just as stupid as Martha is Dead.
Second pick?
My second pick is...
Martha is Dead is happening should be the t-shirt for the bird.
We got to get a Martha is Dead is happening.
Steph's face, Steph's furious face looking at her phone. Mother is Dead is happening.
My next pick is Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That was on mine.
Yeah, fun. That's a fun pick.
Not bad at
Yeah,
all.
Why are you mad about
You fucks.
Oh, God. Okay, great.
Because you're trying to psych me out of my choices.
I'm trying to psych you out of anything.
I'm playing how I want to play.
Play how you want to
It's
play.
a game. It's a strat.
You're stressed, though.
Yeah, because
Nick.
I'm still invested.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not like confident. I'm just saying like it's a choice.
It's a good.
And
that's
you're
risk.
making me
I like
want to
it.
change my choice.
You can't change your choice.
Yeah, but like
Martha is dead.
no,
Can't bring her back.
It's like you're trying to make me want to change it.
We're playing mind games here. We're all
But
playing
the
against
mind
each
game
other.
is part of the draft. To be fair, the mind game is part of the draft. But I like you're trying to make me change my choice. You can't change your choice.
You can't.
The choice is made.
All right, Nick.
Okay.
You're up.
I'm gonna win.
I've got 4 more picks. Okay.
Great delivery.
We're going back.
Oh yeah.
We're going back to 2021.
Oh yeah.
Put a Hollow Knight Silk Song on the board.
Yep.
All right.
Wow, that still isn't out.
It won't come out.
Was this on your list last year?
Yeah. It was my downfall. If I'd picked something else, there would have been a real competition.
Could have won.
Yeah. Well, you've got the reserve safety net now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Really-
reserves
Really changes the
could come
game.
into play.
All right. Oh wait. Oh no.
Yeah.
No, but I thought when I do, I finish my list.
And now, and after this as well, we need to say the games that we had on our draft board that weren't picked that we didn't go with.
Yep.
Okay, Pete.
I'm going to go with.
Rumors saying it's coming out February. No, don't come. It can't come out February. It'll get slaughtered.
Silk Song.
Hollow Knight?
Yeah.
It'll still get a good score.
Why would it
No
get
one
Oh
will play
no, to get a good score, but like no one will play it. You can't. That's going to
too
be
many
like at
games.
least a 30-hour game.
Oh, because there's too many
Dying
games
Light 2,
coming out.
Elden Ring, Horizon, Forbidden West, Sifu, and Destiny expansion.
Music
That
for Fire
game's
says,
never been about
February
launch.
2027.
That game's never been about launch success. It's always been like
No,
everyone's
I just
picked
mean
it up
like
since, but
don't put it out there.
I know.
Yeah.
Just
I
don't do
don't
it.
think it's going to come out. There.
Okay.
I'm going to put. I don't think it is.
Okay.
We would have heard something. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl.
Whoa, that's like late December.
That is
though.
late.
It got
We've
pushed.
got
It got
reserves,
pushed. It got
baby.
pushed
It already got pushed. It was coming out end of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I reckon
Solid
they're
game
buying
though.
themselves a year.
If that comes out, that series is like dense and loved.
Yeah.
Stalker.
Seems like a win too.
Dense and loved too.
Interesting. Okay. I have to double check.
I reckon that's
That's a reserve
risky pick.
play. That's a reserve play. I think it's going to be great if it
Oh
comes
no,
out.
I
and
meant
if it doesn't,
quality
it's gonna
wise.
swap.
That's a
Oh, you're
risky
going to
one.
risk?
Yeah, I think
Nah,
so.
it's gonna be-
I think
it's gonna be
we
solid.
could end up with a what was the
I hope
Metro
the game
Exodus
burns
situation?
NFTs. They don't have NFTs in the game. They
said
floated
they
the
wanted
idea
to, and then they didn't.
And then everyone complained, rightfully, and then they took them out.
To be fair, no game, no like quality game has NFTs except for Ghost Recon Wildlands. I did say quality game.
Yeah.
Because they keep going, we're thinking about putting
gonna do
NFTs,
it.
and the entire internet goes no, and then they don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gus.
That's probably why. They
Okay, the last two before my reserves. I'm going to go with Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's risky.
That is
It's risky, but I reckon it's
got spunk.
aiming high, and it looks like I don't really still know what that game is. It looks like it's a first-person Skyrim magic in the streets of Tokyo, but
Yeah.
it's got a lot of polish behind it, I guess, from what I've seen. Looks bloody
interesting
cool.
for sure.
And because we've got reserves, fuck it, Roller Champs. I'll put it up.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
That game is dead.
Martha is dead.
Roller Champs is dead. Roller Champs is dead.
Oh my god, she's gone evil.
I know.
Gone
I know.
Your game will never come out.
Shriveling up after a house fell on her.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Thank you, Stephanie. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I know, but it's still good.
What's happening, sweetie?
I put a faith in Roller Champions. I loved Roller Champions.
We all
I
did.
campaigned for Roller Champions,
We all
but Roller
did.
Champions is dead, and you
Uni
know
doesn't
it.
have much else.
It would have been back by now.
They don't have
They
much
got
slated
it. They
for
got to
this
put it
year.
out. They got to
So
because they
if
don't
they
have
don't-
anything between like now and
That shooter?
yeah.
Maybe? What's that? Didn't even have a the weird one that blended all the
Yeah.
the Ghost Recon and the Division shooter.
Bruh,
The COD wannabe.
Oh, X Defiant.
X Defiant. That didn't even have a release date. So I reckon this will come out mid-year or like after.
Roller,
after mid-
Martha has possessed
Roller
Sam.
Champions had a release date 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Freyham said Martha is champion.
Martha's the champion
That
now.
is my next to Breath of the Wild. That is my hopeful. I'm putting it there because I really want it to come out. So,
Okay.
Oh yeah, man.
Peter.
Was that on a list that you saw saying that it's coming out in 2022?
No.
Yeah.
I just know
That's
it's
on a
been-
list
Someone
in Eve Gumo's desk saying
Yeah.
games.
The weird thing
No,
won't
it's followed by a question mark.
the thing that won't go away is that I've played it. That's what's so messed up.
I know, yeah.
It's like
I know.
I looked at the trailer and
It's
went,
done.
I'd like to play that. That's when you could see it cancel
and
before
not only
release.
played it, gone, oh yeah, this is ready to go.
Yeah.
You know
This
what?
is fun.
Launch
Can't
with less
wait.
than this? Rocket League.
Yeah, seriously. I do not understand.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Your last pick, Pete, before reserves.
Yep.
It's still a long bloody list I got here, mate.
Evil Spy Boy said the only thing I remember about Martha is Dead is it is entirely in Italian with subtitles. The narrative just gets better. Okay, great.
Holy shit. Undawn was an experience though.
That's true.
So I'm gonna put the other failed game from last year, the unreleased game from last year, Total War Warhammer 3 on my list.
Mm-hmm. Good pick.
Total War Warhammer 3.
That comes out soon.
Yeah, that's Feb as well. Maybe March. Coming to Game Pass day one as well.
February 17th.
February 17th.
6 games now.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I'm going to give that one a shot.
Me too.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Looks like fun.
Yeah.
Looks good.
It looks really cool.
Okay, so my final pick before reserves. See, I'm in a situation where I'm looking at my list and I love my list. I love it.
Yeah. It's a great list.
Horizon is definitely coming out.
Yeah. You got 7s across the board.
Ragnarok is a question.
And Ragnarok, I think, is coming out. I think Starfield is definitely coming out.
Yeah.
So I think I've got 2 locked in that are coming out. So there are 2 flexes there. So I need my reserves to be ones that are definitely coming
That's
out.
the thing, yeah.
So that it means my 5th pick
Could be a game.
has to be something that I also think is
also
come
think
out.
is coming
Otherwise, it's risky.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be Triangle Strategy.
Oh, yeah, right. That was my sure thing. To put in
Wow.
reserve, but well played.
You.
You take that terribly titled name.
It's coming in March. Incredibly good previews. The demo came out and people loved it. When
What's
these
the previous
games,
one with the dumb name?
Project Triangle Strategy.
No, the previous one from the developers that was the Octopath Traveler.
Oh yes,
Octopath was the working title, and then they're like, it's actually the name. And then they came out like, Triangle Strategy is the working name, and then they go, yeah, it's actually
we
the
just
game.
dropped demo from them.
And it's one of those ones where it's like, for people who like those kinds of games, this game is hitting on all cylinders, it looks like.
Yeah.
So, that's my...
So, Steph, you're on your last pick.
Eva Ray says
You get-
that's not the same people.
Isn't it?
As Octopath Traveler.
I don't know.
I mean, that's not what I was making my pick on.
Oh, okay.
It's-
I might be wrong there.
Glad you didn't pick it.
It's the same art style, which I thought they copyrighted when they made Octopath Traveler.
All right.
So, again, I might be wrong.
Art Dink.
Defo the same people says Winchington.
Well,
We're confused now.
I'm with you, good sir.
Lord Winchington.
Art Dink is the developer.
Does Steph pick both of her reserves now?
That was up.
No, sorry, she's still got a last game.
Yeah, it's the last
she
game
gets
and one
last game
reserve.
and first reserve.
Yep.
I'm going to choose Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh, good pick.
That was going to be
Good
reserve
pick,
number 1.
Steph. That was going to be my reserve as well.
That was going to be my reserve.
Yep.
But tell us, what be your reserve?
So why can I get just a thought process behind that? Like what? Because could be, and I
It's
say
pink.
this even though we were all
definitely
gonna pick
coming
it,
out.
because Kirby also has sucked for a few games. So
Definitely coming out. People are excited about it. He's pink. He's round. He's
sucks.
wonderful. He sucks.
Yep. You only just get the joke you didn't get that I laughed at, which you then got.
no, I'm laughing at her
Oh,
explanation of he's pink, he's round, and this is all her justifications why she made this pick.
Yeah.
I think it's because they've totally changed up the
Yeah.
thing with it, and it's like, no, we now have an idea.
They've Breath of the Wild and Kirby as far as it'll
Yeah.
go. in that direction.
People seem to be anticipating it with more than just we love Kirby. But,
Yeah, the normal internet thirst for
Yeah.
pink things you can suck.
and it's definitely
Another can suck you.
wow.
Hey, kids.
And my first reserve is
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Sons of the Forest.
Oh, you
Oh, yes. That's a fucking ball.
Okay, hang on. Steph, I know we're not changing things after, but do you understand what reserves are? They have to be ones that are coming out. Well, they don't have to.
Well,
the idea being is
she's confident in her 5, so she's burning your game for fun.
I was never going to.
That's a good troll.
It's actually people are really looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course they are.
It looks like everything the Forest should have been when the Forest came out.
Did you ask before? What is this,
Steph, your speed Googling today has been incredible.
No, I didn't hear what you said. Not because I didn't know what it was, and I have not speed Googled anything.
20th of May, 2022 is when it's coming out in May.
Okay, then it is definitely coming out. I thought it still.
I played a bunch of the Forest.
I know you did. You like the Forest.
Well,
you played enough of it to go like, I like some of the Forest.
yeah, and then when I looked at the art and
people being Gus,
the stuff coming out of this, I think it's going to be everything that the first game wasn't.
You got so much support in chat for that troll pick. Dill's
it was on my list. But the reason why I asked you at the start because you guys were dissing it was on my 5 list, and you guys were like, Sons of the Forest, and I was like, why is that funny? And you guys were like, because it's like blah blah, and I was like,
list all last year. Yeah. You don't remember that?
No, I don't pay attention to anyone else except myself.
It's the most honest thing she's ever said in her entire life.
That is so true.
I don't pay attention to anything except for myself. Stephanie Bendix.
Oh, wow.
Dill's 42 in the chat said critical hit on Gus. Martha deathly possessed her. And Mido said, I'm taking Steph's energy here into 2022.
Amazing. Amazing.
Okay. All right, so me.
No,
Sorry, Nick. Yeah, we're going that way. Please.
My first alt is going to be...
I'm an idiot.
Again.
Background music.
Let me double check one thing.
Something tickled your fancy while we sit here and watch you.
You're about to forfeit your pick, and I'll pick for you.
Hang on.
This is basic low-key office energy of Nick sits there and then laughs
hang on,
hysterically at something and leaves it long enough that you have to go,
What?
No, I'm not looking at that. Okay. No, I was like, okay, do I want to make this pick?
This counts as Steph's energy we just got.
Okay, I think I will make it Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah.
The reason that I laughed is I was like, I'll just double check the release date on that because it was March sometime. I look it up. The first article that comes up one day ago is PlayStation about to delay Gran Turismo.
Perhaps. It'll come out this year.
An incredibly boring pick, but I think even if they delay it for March, it's definitely coming out this year.
That's what the reserve should be. Boring and a sure thing.
Yeah.
Peter.
Oh, man. Okay, so it's really like Sparks of Hope and Stalker could move to next year.
Yeah.
The other three
is a lock.
Yeah, the Lego and Total War are a lock for sure, and Justice League.
I think Justice League is pretty.
I'm 95% on that.
Same.
I love that we're all working towards getting 5 this year. Like even that's a win in itself.
Yeah, totally.
Getting 5 on the board would actually
is a win.
Would be a win.
Oh my! I've got like a game that I should have put on my other thing that is also very uncertain, but I should have given a shout out.
Your other thing?
Your main.
On my main.
Oh yeah,
my main 5. All right, I'm going to put in Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals.
That was on the list.
Do you want to say it again for Will?
Oxenfree, OXENFR.
What was the thing you said after?
Double Lost Signals.
Yeah, right.
A Netflix original.
Yeah, people love the first one. So I'm picking both my reserves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. The first one I'll go with is Metal Slug Tactics.
Oh, good pick, Gus.
Yep.
Your first good pick of the game.
Oh, thanks so much. Because I'm going with the fact that Breath of the Wild and Roller Champs are my big question marks. Ghostwire Tokyo feels like the kind of game that'll get pushed back they could get.
I feel like it's already been delayed.
Yeah, that's
it
what
was delayed.
on.
I think Ghostwire could get delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elden Ring and Plague Tale are a lock, and the other 3 are still floaty.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know Metal Slug Tactics will be is definitely coming out.
And I think it'll review well.
I hope so. Which
Yeah, me
leaves me with with my most boring pick.
Do it.
Personally,
Do it.
I'm going to put Bayonetta 3 as well. Because I'm not a big fan, but I think it's going to do well. Your jaw drops.
So to close.
Well, I had
Nick
a few
loves the spandex.
a few question marks. No, but you're probably doing that because you think it looks shit from the trailer and that people aren't a fan.
But they all look shit from the
People
trailer.
fucking love
and people are
Bayonetta.
still
People
fans.
No, but I think that the love for Bayonetta will not extend to the abilities of the Switch.
We saw that in that trailer, but I don't know. I've faith that it will. Those games always review and play well. Like, yeah, I don't like them particularly, and I never understood the appeal. But I think it's a safer bet than some of the other. I had ones in there that I'm looking forward to playing.
All right.
But I think I've got ones in there that would be easily 6 and 7s.
Yeah,
Whereas
okay.
that has the potential to be an 8.5 or something.
Yeah, cool.
So that's all my picks. Back to you, Peter.
All right. I'm going to... there's so many games still.
Yeah.
Oh, there are so many games that
let's
I am
get through this,
excited,
I want to read out the
genuinely
ones
want to
I'm
play.
I
Oh,
think I
shit.
will also put... Oh, no.
I realized I should have picked something else.
Which one?
Next. No, I'll let you
Whisper?
go. No whispering.
You're out. You're done.
Whisper it to me so Pete doesn't hit.
I'm going to pick... Oh, it's so boring. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I reckon that's going to be shit.
All right, Martha.
That's going to be like
the champs.
That's going to be acclaimed as a triumph.
Everyone, ew, so
of
shit.
Story and unique game design.
People loved Borderlands games, and this is at least something new. I loved the original
looks like-
Borderlands, and I loved the pre-sequel. I had a great time with.
Bishop is
And this one
gonna
looks
be
like
shit.
this one looks like it's got great ideas.
It's also sitting in your reserve.
Nah.
That's fine.
Yeah, totally. I think it is at very least a 7.5 game.
Nah.
And if it gets subbed in at a 7.5, then that's okay.
Okay.
Borderlands 3 sucks. Borderlands 3 does suck. I agree with that.
Yeah, cool.
All right, Nick.
All right. My final?
I have a prediction for what it is.
You guess, and then he can go.
Holy shit.
Sex with Hitler?
All thought about it.
Okay. Weird West.
Yeah, he guessed it.
Well done.
He guessed it.
But I'm angry because I
done.
wish I'd picked it now. I'm like, probably should have put that up instead of Bayonetta.
This game was supposed to have been out a week and a half ago. It was supposed to come out January 11th, and it got pushed to March 31st, I think. So just a small delay. Really solid preview.
Looks great.
Very excited for it. I think it's going to review its nuts off.
Imagine if it sits up there with like a 9.8 and you just have it there the whole year while you wait.
While I wait for Starfield.
Yeah.
I need to wait. I need to hit November 11th.
I looked at that game and it looked so unappealing, and it looks exactly the kind of game that you would play, and it probably will review.
But
well.
it looks like the kind of game as well that
Inscription, Vampire Survivors. What can I
Martha is
say?
dead.
I got
Disco
great
Elysium.
taste.
kind of like. So it's
Nice.
Steph's last one.
Steph's last reserve.
There it is.
Sons of the Forest.
And this is the last pick of the whole game.
Yep.
I don't think Hellblade's coming out this year.
So I'm locking it in.
I'm putting it in as a reserve.
I'm going to choose.
Oh my god. What?
He's even got a list.
My god.
What's she looking at?
What is
Well,
it?
it's one
In the
game.
middle distance.
Is it for spoken?
No, that looks bad. That looks bad.
No.
I'm going to choose Kerbal Space Program 2.
Oh, good pick. Oh, great pick.
nice.
Really good pick. Steph, what does that say right there?
Oh, you had it.
One of only 2 games in my top tier list that didn't get picked.
Didn't put it on your list though, did you?
Great one. No, I didn't. Great pick. But I could have just then, but I chose a game that will review better and definitely come out.
This is very satisfying to look at just in general.
That's a great pick. I reckon that's going to be such a solid game, and
Thanks.
it is supposed to come out this year.
I'm sure we all are, but I'm very
It was
satisfied
delayed,
with mine.
which makes me more confident that it will come out.
Well, that's the thing. We're all putting money down on things that have been delayed once.
Yeah.
Now that like not to
Hellblade hasn't
excuse-
been delayed yet. It's going to get delayed this year.
Not to excuse the fact that we've seen numerous games go through like at least sometimes up to 3 or 4 delays, but it's just like feels like a safe place to put a bet occasionally. It's been like it's had
Yeah.
one, could come in okay now.
Yeah.
So
Unless
happy
it's
with
Roller Champions.
that is the draft. Let's go through. Pete, can you talk us through your picks?
Lego Star Wars.
Boom.
The drumming game, drumming rhythm game from
Kill the joke,
Harmonix.
keep reading.
Shut up! That was a great joke. Mario and Rabbids. Hey,
What is happening?
You're the only one having fun with this.
Killer Justice League. All of mine have one. STALKER2 Hawk. Total War, Warhammer, Shrez.
Right. And your reserves?
Oh, who gives a shit?
Oxenfree.
Oxenfree. Ooh.
It's like
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I feel like your list is the most boring, Peter.
And mods, could we just get a poll in chat while we're doing this between the four of us of who chat think have won this year? Gus.
Certainly. I've got Elden Ring, A Plague Tale, Requiem, Breath of the Wild 2, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Roller Champions, and my reserves are Metal Slug Tactics and Bayonetta 3. Because everyone loves a bit of Bayonetta Bay action. I know Dust Bunny in the chat was going off about it.
Your list last year was questionable at best. This is a great list.
I feel very
I think
confident.
you've done a
It's
really
a
good
list.
draft.
Thank you
I think
so
that's a
much.
really solid draft. Steph.
My riskiest pick, I think, is Redfall, but that's me manifesting and wanting it to be good. So I really hope it reviews well for my sake, because it's probably my most anticipated game coming out this year, except for maybe Starfall, which...
Except for Splatoon.
Starfield, sorry, which
Nick
I
has.
hope gets delayed. Splatoon 3, Martha is dead, my secret champion, Saints Row, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and then my reserves are Sons of the Forest, woohoo, and Kerbal Space Program 2.
I see Steph holding a dead body, being like, we're going to make it. It's going to happen, Martha.
We've got this, Martha.
We've got this, Martha.
And then my picks are God of War, Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Starfield, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Triangle Strategy with my reserves of Gran Turismo 7 and Weird West. Feeling solid about that. That is a board of incredible games coming out. They all have umlauts.
It's like something just glitched on the floor.
Don't you dare change it.
So bored while he sat there. It's like, umlauts for all.
Oh, that's so funny.
Do we want to go through quickly and just read through a couple
please.
of our listed games that didn't get up there?
Yep.
I had stuff like...
Yes, Steph, you start.
You give us your first 7.
Sure. The only 2 that I had on my list that I was like, definitely don't pick these, but I'd put them next. My list was so short. Was a game called How to Say Goodbye, which is another indie game that may or may not come out, but looks like it could be really good.
Oh, it's happening.
Are you joking?
Mother's Dead is happening. That's the shirt.
And Skull and Bones, which I think
will
be so
Chaos
good.
mode.
Wow.
Well, I was like, it could be like a reserve.
Totally
It could be like a reserve. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
not a reserve.
No.
It's
not a reserve.
The one that will get delayed.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I had a couple of things in there, like Little Devil Inside.
Yeah, I had that.
Dune Spice Wars.
No.
I think could be kind of good.
Wow, yeah.
I had Diablo Immortal. You really liked it, and it technically gets full release this year.
Yeah, true.
That
comes out this year.
the mobile game. And then the only one I had in there that I panicked at the last minute. I mean, I put Sifu in there at the bottom because I like.
Yeah, I put it on the list because I felt like I should, but I don't know that it's going to be a good game.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, I put that on
slated
the list
for
as well.
this year.
It is, but apparently it's getting pushed. But
Yeah, so I
had
took that off. And then I stupidly, almost for a second, thought I must have read an old article that Spider-Man 2, but that is 2023 now. So I took that.
That was
Yeah.
That was never
always 2020.
2022.
Yeah,
I read a wrong article then.
Yeah.
And Shovel Knight D.
Oh yeah.
Shovel Knight games always do well, so
Yeah,
I had that in there as well.
I still had System Shock Remake, Tunic,
Yeah, I had that on.
Forspoken, the Callisto Protocol, which has a speculative 2022 release date, but I don't think it will come out this year. Gotham Knights, Scorn, and Grid Legends.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Grid Legends has all that story stuff in it, doesn't it? It's like got a full...
Yeah, the FMV.
Yeah.
Totally. I had Gotham Knights, Neon White, which was that cool card game, like Paradise Killer style.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Sifu, Lost Ark, the MMO, which I don't think would have counted because it's already out in Korea. Dying Light 2, Marvel's Midnight Suns, We Are OFK, Forspoken is a real wild card.
Yeah.
Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song, Avatar Frontiers of Pandoria.
That's definitely getting
Pandora.
delayed, 'cause
Hogwarts Legacy, The Callisto Protocol, Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Yeah, that doesn't look very good.
And no, it doesn't. And Company of Heroes 3, I thought could have been like a boring, safe, but reliable pick.
Yeah.
Did the poll finish?
The poll finished, and the results are in fourth place, Pete with 8% of the vote.
I look forward to proving you
third
wrong.
place, Gus
Well, the
with
developers will prove you
12% of
wrong.
the vote.
What is wrong with you all?
In second place, Steph with 21% of the vote.
Yes!
And in
The
first place,
underdog.
Nick with 59% of the vote.
Yeah, but everyone's just saying God of War and Horizon and Frothing. But I think they will be pretty average.
I like how you're just like, everyone's just seeing these big
titles.
No,
Sony titles.
No.
They'll be the exact same game with
Big,
a different skin on them.
acclaimed, beloved games.
One of
And
them's
going-
acclaimed.
Both of them are.
Horizon's not acclaimed.
People love Horizon.
Yeah, but
you and I are the only
acclaimed.
people who don't like Horizon. Horizon.
It was
Forbidden-
like, this has legs. It wasn't touted as Game of the Year.
People
Not like God of
adore
War.
Two
it.
sequels as well.
Acclaimed.
So whether or not you want to...
By who?
Horizon Forbidden West. So let's just go. Oh wait,
I'll yell
what
at
am I
any
looking
of them.
for? Horizon. What's it
Except
called?
Lucas
Zero Dawn.
supports me
Zero
with
Dawn.
something I can't remember. But good on you, Chris.
It's got an 89% on OpenCritic.
Okay, but then Back for Blood is acclaimed. Wasn't it 88?
But I'm just saying, it's acclaimed. It's an acclaimed game.
It's acclaimed.
Back for Blood was 76.
Oh, that's fucking
Yeah,
dog shit.
I'm just making
What a
up-
piece of shit.
Stop taking words and numbers and just mashing them
Mashing
together. And doing whatever you want with them.
Apparently, the gunk was going to be brilliant.
A lot of
gunk fucks me up.
a lot of direct sequels. Nick, you've got God of War and Horizon Forbidden West as the follow-ups, number 2. Oh, and Hollow Knight.
And Hollow Knight.
I've got
And Gran Turismo 7.
well, no, I was thinking of like the second game.
Yeah.
Plague Tale, Breath of the Wild, for me, are the direct sequels. Mario Rabbids is a straight-up sequel. Stalker 2. Yeah, and then Steph's probably the only one with like a reboot with Saints Row. And I guess...
Kirby and the Forgotten Land is kind of a
I love
reboot.
Steph's draft because Steph's draft is real, just like throwing the
It is
dice.
everywhere.
Like, it's good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So that is the Pocket League. We'll be playing this all year long. We'll be updating these. And it's pretty soon we'll be able to kick it off because Horizon is coming out early next month and Elden Ring is coming out at the end of next month. And I think that's it for... Oh, and Weird West as well. So,
And the best part about having more games on is we get to hear that theme song more times, both at the start and at the end of the segment.
Oh, thanks, Gus. Yeah, we're ready for that.
so good. So good.
Oh.
Excellent work,
Best
William, and excellent work, us. We'll be back to round out the show with one more small announcement after this short break.
Cults.
Welcome to paradise.
Look around, Aiden. What do you see?
Something people outside the walls could only dream of.
Don't feel weak.
Just give up.
Keep them busy.
I stopped caring about anything.
Tortured us! You were hurting me!
Nothing could ever tear us apart anyway.
Little boy wants to pretend he's a grown-up. A precious little boy.
Do you find yourself getting embarrassed in cold weather?
Do you have difficulty finding shirts that fit?
Are you leaking milk out of 1/3 of your nipples?
If so, you might have a third nipple and could be in line for a huge compensation payout from God.
Hi, we're the team from Acharash, and Buzzard, and we don't stop until we get you a big payout from the big guy.
But don't take our word for it. We lie for a living. Here's the word of one of our very satisfied customers.
Yeah, when I found out I had a third nipple, I was like, cool. But then the team from Acharash and Buzzard told me I could get an almighty payout from the Almighty.
That'll work, won't it? They'll buy that.
Acharash, and Buzzard. The only lawyers you should put your faith in to sue God. Because we didn't make you like this, he did. Or she.
Nah, it's a bloke.
Iron Chef and Challenger have 1 hour to tackle the theme ingredient of the day.
Some noodles.
Nice. Do you have flavor with those?
Which I've warmed in the microwave.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Welcome back. We have my famous RhysWild ramen noodles coming up. Most important, the noodles. I'm going to chop up some lovely radishes. Straight into that pot right there. Bit of sauce to add in. Add in a little bit of greenery. Big stir right there. And now we're just going to gently pour it all in. And now the important part of the dish is to remove all of that. So we're going to suck that back up. And then toss it aside. Just right. You can really taste the flavor.
Kit Carnage with whitest meal ever. Yeah. That's how I have my noodles.
It's just
really.
It's just
without any sauce.
criminal.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's just criminal.
Make it, and I was like, God, that looks so delicious. And then it said, remove it. And Gus was like, yes.
Well done, Reese. No, I don't do this. I just do noodles, and a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt. Just stir that through. That's all you need.
Fuck is wrong.
That's you. I mean this with total love. That is what children eat.
Yeah.
Like plain pasta is what.
I had it this week because I didn't feel well, and I've had it when I was 12.
Yeah.
But the flavor
That's the
sachet
good
is
shit,
literally
man.
like a bit of fucking vegetable stock. Like it's not even like it's punching you in the face with spice or something.
Not needed. It's just
flavor.
you have noodles because they're just
Oh my
stodgy,
God.
kind of like nice.
That's not why you have noodles. You have noodles because of the delicious broth and the things that
you're the one of
are
those people that eats it and that slops around and gets.
Oh, you're a sloppy boy.
God, you're a sloppy noodle boy. Nah. I'm with you, Reese, all the way.
Was coming back for 2022 a mistake? Is that what we've decided?
Now.
It's very strange.
But
It's very
definitely
strange.
not a mistake is bring back the Game Club, which is, of course, coming back this year.
I know, that's pretty insane.
You saw the announcement for the first Game Club game. It is Dying Light 2. I will be taking lead on that. We're looking at minimum 20 hours of gameplay to get through that story. But I didn't play the first one. I don't actually really know what to expect. So it's going to be interesting going into this because it's not normally the kind of thing that I would necessarily like play, let alone finish. So I'm actually kind of excited for the fact that I will get to do that now.
First one was good. First one had great systems. And then I think the big thing they're expanding on it with this one is the RPG elements in terms of setting up a base, or like, you know, communicating with all the different towns and trying to like have allegiances and that kind of stuff. That's just what I've gauged from the trailers. But the first one was like cool running, cool nighttime, daytime sort of spin on the whole zombie factor. And then like the environments were great. I think I finished it actually. So
environment.
For a long time, I was confusing Dying Light with Dead by Daylight.
Yep.
So when I saw people playing Dead by Daylight, I was very confused.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'll be doing. I saw someone in chat say, so Nick's not going to be finishing Outer Wilds. I really will be. And I'm going to try and do that before the game club starts because I'm one stream away from finishing that and I just got it all back in my brain. So very excited about that. The other small announcement with the game club stuff is we are slightly changing the format in that there's still going to be the streams of playing the games, but the game club episodes are not going to be their own episodes. We're going to, when it is time for a game club episode, we're basically going to make it the end of a back pocket Thursday night show discussion. We found that we wanted to incorporate that in our main show and doing those standalone ones. They were always a bit scattershot. We were doing them at weird times. There was like an unpredictability to it. We will make it standalone within the show so that if you don't want to be spoiled on it, even though it will be a month after the game comes out, but obviously not everyone will have played it, each game by then, it does mean that you can kind of enjoy Back Pocket and then finish before that discussion. But that's where we're going to add it so that it just feels more of a piece.
Well, hopefully, we'll still incorporate things like, comments from you guys about the game if you choose to play along. So that's like what we're still encouraging. It'd be fun for anyone who has not played it to be like, cool, for this month, we're playing
The
along.
format of the discussion will remain the same.
Yep.
It'll just end up in the show, in the main Tonight show, rather than its own standalone thing.
Yeah.
Random,
and we also found that
stream that happens.
part of it was
time.
like because it was so scattershot that it wasn't consistent enough that there was like a good viewership for it, and we want to be able to see this. We absolutely should still be able to lift it and make it a podcast and a standalone thing on YouTube. If we need to on YouTube, we'll see about that. But the the other thing that it does do is I can't remember. God damn it! Well, start of the year. Help me.
Well,
Someone say something.
Something that it will do is
condense
it a
it.
little bit.
We found that because we were doing a standalone show, we were talking about things for an hour and a half, where maybe it was interesting for an hour and a half, but probably would make more sense as a critique, as a more like refined discussion.
Concise.
So we wanted them to be more concise, and we were finding that we were just kind of talking because we were together and having fun.
Yeah.
And that led them to kind of bleed out a little bit.
And not every game deserves that much discussion around it. Arguably we could talk a little less for this one. Or, as you said, condense it to the fact that these are just our opinions, kind of a review because we'll talk about everything in the game and, have you guys there along the way, which would be fun.
Yeah. So Dying Light 2 is the first one, and we'll be doing that show, it comes out at the beginning of Feb, so at the end of Feb.
Yeah.
Probably is when we're going to be doing that because then we're going to be
March,
it's going to be another game and it's going to be another huge game that we'll be picking up and doing the next one. So exciting for that. And that brings us to the end of the first episode of the year.
Amazing. We did it.
There's been a couple of live streams, but as we said before, those were freebies. They were non-official back.
I don't know. I'm ready to go back and do another Halo one. That was heaps of fun.
Halo.
Very much.
We should do a
Martha is Dead stream.
Martha is Dead stream and a SWAT.
Intruders.
Stream. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Intruders sounds like a good time.
Yeah, totally.
Had by all. So thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out and watching. If you missed the top of the show, there have been some changes to the Patreon. Those changes have been new tiers added, and nothing really changed about existing tiers. So whatever tier you're on, you don't need to do anything. If you're happy where you are, you can stay where you are, but go take a look at the page and see if there's something else there for you.
If you're in the Wearback tier as well, make sure you jump across to the Discord and head to the merch suggestions thread and chuck in ideas that we will put below this suggestion of Martha is Dead is happening as a piece of merch. Because everything else, we'll just look at that as a secondary.
I really want Martha is Dead is happening
as merch for a t-shirt or some item of clothing or a clock.
A Martha is dead clock. Martha will be dead.
Martha will be dead.
That's good.
What a hot ticket item.
Or any variations of such designs. Chuck them in there. We'll have a look through them, and there may be something whipped up in time for next week's episode.
Absolutely. If you are a member of our Patreon, we thank you so much for your support of the show with your financial dollars. If you cannot support the show financially, that is totally fine as well. We do have our top tier, top stitch and above contributors, which I'm going to shout out now. I'm still getting used to how to finish the show. For whatever reason, it's fallen out of my head. Before that, I want to thank the mods who have done some great work tonight. They've made polls. They've kept everyone sane. Gat, Syntax, Error, Kit, Carnage, Liz, Dahlia, Sithcat, Phoenix, Lion, Disturb778, Jex, Caboose, What the Shark. Thank you to all the Back Pocket patrons. There we go, who made this show possible. A huge thank to our top stitches. You know who you are, but we're going to say who you are anyway. You've got knee. I've got knee. We all are a nishi. I'm reading ones from like a month and a half ago. You say Nathan, I say, God damn it, Will, not again. It's Mason, not Nathan. Slowponk, you might ponk slow, but you donate fast and often. Happy birthday, mate. He's leaking from all of his milk nipples. It's Acharash. Hey, I just installed this brand new shooter, and goddammit, if X is already level 30. He's your new favorite Twitter follow. It's Nicrotex, and he's a community hot boy. Don't you be a shitty home bad box. Use a boxy. Box your boxes in a boxy box. Box.
Excuse me?
We built this city, that we sung this city, that unfortunately we sunk that city, but he's still happy because it's the coastal city. What happens in the Vagabus stays in the Vagabus. Destroyer of worlds, then builder of worlds, then seller of worlds, then weir of worlds. It's a good gig. It's AyTimothy. Who's a good boy? Who's that good boy? It's Jepp. Yes, it is. No evil spy boy. Bad evil spy boy. Head to tasteofmultifish.com for more information. Our American correspondent is Freyhem, spreading the good word pocket across the USA. War. Good God, y'all. What are they good for? Making good controllers. It's We Are Robots. And a big thank you to our newest top stage patron, BuriBuri.
BuriBuri.
Woo! Stick around.
Stick around
for the post show presented by the aforementioned Freyhem, who is watching in the show as well. And if you want any more back pocket goodness in your life, head to backpocket.gg. There are links there to everything we do. Podcasts, the YouTube, the Twitch, the merch store as well, and all of our socials. If you head to Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, we are Back Pocket Vids is the handle across all of those. So give Big Ben some love and make him thirsty for your likes.
And I would say, if you can, if it's not too much trouble, just share the show around to anyone.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Stick a link on Facebook to your Facebook friends.
Yeah, put it on Reddit. Put it on one of those NSFW Reddits.
Be like, front page Reddit, Martha is dead, greatest game, and this girl knew.
Yeah.
You won't believe what this
on Reddit.
You won't believe what this girl picked for her drafts pick. That can be the title of the article. There you go.
Won't believe.
Evil Spy Boy posted on LinkedIn.
Go for it. What else is like a redundant online technology that nobody uses? MySpace, is that still around? Probably not.
No, it's not.
They're a bit of a resurgence, but
no.
Yeah, okay, forget that one then.
Yeah, if you head to MySpace, if I head to MySpace.com, MySpace right now,
I imagine it
is just music news.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rebranded as that, but I think no one uses it.
No
Reddit?
One gives a
People
shit.
love Reddit?
All right.
Reddit.
And thank you, Trixu, for the sub just in time for the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We've got the post show now. Sponsored by Freyhem. So if you're a member of the post-show access people, you know where to go. The Discord. There's a link there in a second to watch the post show. But until then, check it out.
Bye, everybody.
At the end of the show.
Yeah, I gotta remember.
Bye.
What happened?
Oh, I end it.